Oh, dude, Ray.
You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation collecting sneaks. Come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather around the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk to guests, only got the best. Gonna put their knowledge to the test. Gonna laugh and eat, gonna listen, dream, gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing the song to the break of dawn. Gonna rock this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready for one more chance. You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation collecting sneaks. Come on, won't you sing with me? Welcome to the show. Gather around the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Hey.
I love that intro. That
I
is
do too.
awesome.
I still love it. I still sing it all the time.
That's awesome.
That's good shit. I need to be not lazy and update the intro again. I have I don't know, 52 guests that haven't been put on the thing yet. I need to get back on the thing. So, but yeah.
So did you do that song? Did you make the song?
Yeah. No, I
Dude,
did that.
Did you sing it?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's really good, dude. Like, I'm impressed. Holy, wow, that is great.
I used to do music for real, but then I don't know, man. Yeah, that dream is easy to kill. It's really hard to find people who want to make money playing music. Like most people just like the idea of being in a band, but then when you're like, let's go on tour, they're like, no, I can't leave my family and my cat. And I'm like, well, how do you think this works? Different now. Like now you can just be famous on the internet. You don't have to leave your house. It's totally different. But back in the day, that's how you had to do it. So anyway, that's another story here. That my name's Joe Rad. Welcome to the show, PlayStation Collectors Podcast, episode season 4, episode 34. What's up, Joe Rad? Joining me as a co-host this evening, the man, Radical Reggie. What's up?
What is going on? Happy to be back.
Yeah, man. Thanks for joining. And today, our special guest this evening is the one, the only, returning for the second time, Mr. Rectwizard. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it, man. Glad to be back.
Thanks for coming back.
Hell yeah, dude.
Figsy has had a family thing, emergency type situation. So he was not able to make it this evening. He said if he can, he will possibly try to pop on later. He had to deal with a real life thing, which is unfortunately more important than video games. So it is what it is.
All right.
But yeah, welcome to the show. I'm excited to have you. And yeah, you want me to just bitch about music for the next 2 hours? We can do that if you want. I could definitely do that.
Oh,
Quick
yeah,
question. I got the heater on in my room here. Can you guys hear it? Do I need to turn it off?
No.
Make sure it doesn't sound like just make sure I don't sound weird on my end because it get cold in here. So I'm like, man, we'll get these heaters on.
Nope. It should be good.
All right.
Speaking of cold, it's been brutal up over here in New England.
Snow?
Freezing ass cold. Yeah, we got a half a foot of we had a bunch of snow last night, and then it rained all day, which basically that means it's the perfect situation for just turning the entire world into an ice skating rink. So tomorrow's gonna be awesome. I won't be able to leave my house without falling and breaking my back. But yeah, it is what it is. That's the beauty of living in New England. At least I don't have tornadoes, and I don't have earthquakes, and I don't have floods that wash away my collection or fires like you get in LA did and that. So yeah,
dude,
that's all right.
I'm looking at outside my front porch here. There's a bunch of snow I didn't even notice. But yeah, we got quite a bit of snow here. So
yeah, in the Pacific Northwest, you guys, do you get a lot or just some? Or I know it's rainier there.
It's so random. It's more rainy and overcast. But now I think we're gonna get a lot. Well, hopefully we won't get a lot of snow. But this is really off and on. It's kind of weird here.
The only thing I hate is all the baby delivery drivers canceling all my orders because it's snowing. Your item's not going to get delivered.
Don't order anything during any kind of weather condition because they will delay it.
Honestly, I feel terrible when they do deliver something. Like it's like they risk their lives in
There's
this,
their lives to do.
and it's like it's like I didn't need Bride Chucky delivered to me that
Yes, you did. You needed that movie, man.
It's always some terrible
Oh my
movie
God.
or something. It's
That
like,
was Jennifer Tilly in that movie. Oh my God, dude. Something else.
oh, Jennifer Tilly in any movie.
I know, right?
Who's Liar Liar? That was her, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was her. And you guys remember her in Key West, that canceled show back on Fox back in the day?
I think so. Sounds
Fisher
familiar.
Stevens.
I've never seen that one.
It's such an obscure show. Like it only lasted a season, but yeah, it was weird. But yeah, she was hot in that one.
She's very talented. Very talented. But yeah, lots of PlayStation stuff happening this week. Did you guys notice there was that big state of play happening?
Yeah, so I caught it after I got back home from work, and it was like, it was just like somebody just mentioned, hey, did you see State of Play? I said, no, I didn't even know what was happening. So I turned it on. I glanced at a couple titles, that I was interested in, and I copied them, and then I did a video on them, but I didn't catch everything. The one I missed was probably the most famous that everybody's talking about, Onimusha. I have not even seen it, but I know it was a trailer about like the characters in the game. So I think that game is going to come out this year. I'm looking forward to games coming out this year, not them like talking about games that are coming out next year, because I feel like they shouldn't even really talk about that stuff. Like we need stuff that's coming out this year to get everybody excited. But it looked pretty decent to me. I enjoyed what I pulled from it. I don't know how a lot of other people feel about it, but did you catch it most of the show, Joe?
Mm-hmm.
Or something?
Oh, yeah, I watched the whole thing. I watched it live.
Oh, you watched it live, so that would have been perfect. So how'd you feel after watching? Did you feel dirty? Like, oh, I should wasted time, or did you feel good? Like, okay, this is good.
No, I mean it was it's how I felt after almost every one of these things, where I'm like, I don't know, my expectations are for what I was talking about this before the show. I think like most people, they're gonna show the 5 games that I've been waiting for 10 years to be announced. Here it is. Finally, today's the day. Everything I ever wanted. My dreams are all going to come true. And then they have just like a normal presentation and everyone's like, what the hell? You didn't reboot all my childhood franchises that I want you to.
Yeah.
Why? I'm like, all right. So I think people they want like everything catered to their own personal dreams, I guess, but that's just not how things work, especially when games take years to develop. It's like, what comes down the pipe is what's coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it, unfortunately, but I mean, I did see the list of games that are coming. Onimusha is definitely the one I'm most excited for. It's actually my favorite franchise from Capcom, so for them to bring that back after 20 years.
Which is your favorite out of the current games that are out?
The first one.
The first one? Okay. The first one, man, was amazing. Only thing people complain about it was short, but man, it was short and sweet, dude. That game was amazing. The boss battles, the music, the story. I mean, man, that game is great. My personal favorite is actually 3 because I just love like what's his name? I can't think of his name right now. It's from from the movie John.
He's like the French guy, right?
Yeah. I love him in the game, dude. Like I thought it was great and everything. But yeah, cool, man. First one's definitely a classic. They brought it back on PS4. It was a GameStop exclusive at first, and then sold out. And then VGP did a reprint of it, and I think everybody was interested again after the announcement of the new game. So
I had made this prediction in a video a while ago. Because I don't know if everybody knows this, but there is a newer Onimusha anime on Netflix. And they did the same exact thing to Dragon's Dogma. So the original Dragon's Dogma came out in 2012 or 13, and it had been dead for years. Like we hadn't heard anything about it. They came out with the first, the only expansion for it, The Dark Arisen. Then there was nothing. And then Netflix releases an anime for it. And I'm like, well, if Capcom's not thinking of making another game, it's kind of random for them to make an anime.
Agreed.
And so then when they had announced an Onimusha anime also being done by Netflix, I said they are literally doing the same thing. why would they make an Onimusha anime if they didn't have plans on doing something with the franchise after all these years? So,
well, yeah, exactly. And I think the anime and the PS4 game came out around the same time.
I think so.
Yeah, so like usually when that happens, man, they're trying to see if people are interested again.
Yeah.
Because the game did, I think it did. The last game that came out for it, which was Dawn of Dreams, it didn't do as good as they would have liked it to do in America.
Right.
Because they changed a lot of stuff up. They made the game really hard from the Japanese version, which made it really weird to play.
Right.
But it's a great series, and it's definitely one that's popular. You know that they should keep coming out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I just found out they're bringing out the second game, a remaster of the second game, remaster of the second game. So
the
second game
awesome.
I know second game is is the one that people consider the best, I believe. Like most people consider it the best one, but I just can't. I love it. It's awesome, but man, Seminosuke, that's my guy.
That's that's the thing is like I liked Seminosuke so much more than Jubei.
Yeah,
like it was just like night and day. But yeah, I had played through the first one not that long ago. I played through the entire game live on stream.
Nice.
On my Switch, actually. I bought it on the Switch digitally.
Oh, I forgot it came out on Switch as well. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love when they do that, man. Like when they bring franchises, like, because let's be honest, like, okay, for example, my little brother is 10 years younger than me, right? Like he didn't grow up, like the PS2 wasn't his era. He was born in 2001. My brother started really getting into games like, you know, PS3, 360 because of me. So like it's kids that are like younger than us that, you know, got to experience the first Onimusha on a Switch or a PS4. You know what I mean? Like what we played, you know, when we were younger. So I love when they do stuff like that, dude, and bring back the old games for younger generations to try them out.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, man. I remember when Onimusha first came out, it was just mind blowing on the PS2. I remember. It was one of those games that I went to a friend's house and I watched him play it one afternoon, and then that was it. I was like, I have to buy this. Like, it was no choice. Immediately went out and got it. Yeah. It was like burning in my brain. You know what I mean? When you see a game and you're like, oh. Especially when you get to play it, you get like a taste and it gets taken away from you because you don't know it. You like dream about it. At least that's how it was back in the day for me.
Joe, it's kind of funny, man, because I remember when that game came out. I think that was when I was going into the military, and I remember I got so flustered with that game because that stupid water puzzle. Like I was almost ready to give up because I was so mad because I think I was shipping out within a couple of days or something like that. Or I can't really remember.
I don't have time for this.
I was going somewhere, and dude, that water puzzle like tore me up. But I eventually got past it. It was so annoying though. Well, that puzzle threw me off.
Yeah, I'm excited to see some of these old franchises get a reboot that deserve it, and Capcom especially. It's nice that they're trying to bring back some of their stuff.
I think Capcom's been on fire lately, dude. Like they've been releasing some really good stuff.
Yeah. Bringing back those compilations, man. Those games are great. Like bringing some of the games that are on the DS, the Mega Man ZX series, mixed with the Zero series. They brought out the Mega Man X series and the compilations. It's just really good that they're doing that.
Dude, that Marvel vs. Capcom 2 fighting collection that just dropped. Oh, man, it's so good, dude. Now they got the second fighting collection coming out this year.
In May. Like a couple months.
And you're going to get Power Stone 1 and 2, dude.
Online,
like,
dude.
That
amazing.
Is awesome, dude. Like, I'm stoked for that. So, like, Capcom's been killing it, man. Visions of Mana, Final Fantasy Rebirth. Like, you know, they've just been... Or no, that's Square Enix. I'm sorry. Wait, Square Enix did Visions of Mana and Final Fantasy Rebirth.
And
I'm sorry.
No, you're good, brother.
No, I think Square Enix and Capcom have out of like most, because I've had a lot of issues lately with like a lot of these AAA companies, like the Ubisofts of the world, right? But I feel like Square Enix and Capcom have stayed like tried and true over most like first party like AAA developers, you know, like I feel like Capcom and Square and who else has been doing really good lately, and just Nintendo in general. Like I think have been killing it lately. But
Nintendo, the king of re-releasing their products.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They've always been good at that.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, it's funny about Nintendo. I just finally sent my Joy-Cons back to them. They just arrived, so hopefully I'll get some new Joy-Cons back in a couple of weeks. Some nice new ones.
Stick drift were all messed up or something?
Yeah, it started pretty. It's been happening for a long time, but I just didn't get a chance to send them back because I was just busy. And then one day I finally had a chance to like box them up and print out a label. Ever since I got this thermal printer, I've been able to ship out stuff a lot faster. So
will they fix that for free?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, I didn't know that.
They were fixing a lot of the 3DSs too for a while, but they stopped. They only fix certain models now. So you got a 3DS that's got some cracks in it, you're gonna have to find a shell from somebody else because Nintendo kind of stopped working on them. Yeah. Certain models, I would say.
So the company that finally showing a little hope too makes me excited is Konami seems to be trying to pull themselves out of the pachinko machine world and make some games finally. So we just need them to put out like a real solid Castlevania. I think that's what we need from them next.
But the whole thing, one of the games that they're bringing out, and it's coming out this year, and this was at the awards, was Metal Gear.
Yeah,
it looks pretty. I played Metal Gear Solid 3 a lot over the years, so it's hard for me to come back to this. If it's going to be really good, especially without Hideo Kojima at the helm. Definitely without him, there's not going to be that much dialogue. I think. Because a lot of people were complaining about the dialogue, story, and cutscenes. I loved it all, but some people didn't know how to push the skip button. But this Metal Gear is pretty much the beginning, as a big boss's journey. So I guess this was a good start. But honestly, I would love to see some kind of sequel, but I don't think these guys have it in them to make a sequel because they wouldn't know what to do. Like, we'll get something like Metal Gear Survive or something like that. So I guess the best thing for them to do is kind of just remake what's already successful for the new generation and kind of go from there.
No, they would just the sequel. It would just have modern audience intentions.
Right. So, this game probably going to be a lot easier than the original Metal Gear Solid 3 because the casual audience. But I love the way they make it.
Would be replaced by 2 super smart female characters who would show him how it's really done.
Oh, there's the Fury. That was my favorite boss in the game. He was insane. And then there's the Fear. Oh, see, I remember all their names still. This is how this game had an impact on me. This is back in 2004. Dude, 20 years ago.
There are certain games that they set the bar so high that it ruins it for everyone else, and this is kind of one of those. So you said like normally I'm not a huge fan of tons of dialogue and story either, but like if it's this good and the characters are this insanely interesting and cool, then yeah, sure, it's different, but yeah, it's it just does that. Like certain games just are so much better than everything else that it kind of makes everything else look way worse than it really is, if that makes sense.
Would you say,
so good?
Would you say that Snake Eater is the best Metal Gear?
In my opinion,
yeah.
No.
What's your favorite one?
My favorite is the Metal Gear Solid.
Okay.
You can't get more. That game story, the passion, the stuff that happened in that game. Freaking insane. It needed some updated stuff. Like the Twin Snakes update was pretty good with the mechanics that they used for Metal Gear Solid 2. But Metal Gear Solid 1 is the best one to me, man.
Yeah.
Mariel, the ninja. I just remember how amazing that was. Put your controller on the floor, rumbling and Psycho Mantis. It just that you just don't. There was so many memorable bosses in that game, and they all had a deep story. The story the codec scenes with all that story dialogue, good voice acting. You just can't pass it up for me. At least not that game. So Metal Gear Solid is definitely my best one, favorite one.
What about you, Joe? Which one's your favorite?
Oh, I haven't even played all of them. Not even close. I've only played a little bit of one.
Yeah, same, dude.
It's like there's a few franchises out there that people get mad when I say I haven't played them, and that's one of them. And I'm like, it's not like personal. I just
it's time. We got stuff going on. It's hard sometimes, but the game is in our library. One day we're gonna get to play it. You know what I mean? That's how it goes for a lot of games these days. Yeah. But it's not going anywhere. But when you do get to play it, it's going to be a pretty amazing experience for you. I don't know if right now you should play Twin Snakes or just Metal Gear Solid. Maybe the people in the comments will let us know which one should you guys play first.
Well, Twin Snakes was the one on GameCube, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
that one's a bit harder to get a physical for a good price now, I think. But
Yeah, I think it's like 150 bucks or something nowadays.
what?
Yeah.
GameCube is ridiculous now, man. I cannot believe
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's so expensive, dude. I started collecting hardcore for the GameCube a few years ago, and then I bowed out. I couldn't do it.
I hit them pretty early, thankfully, before everybody got crazy with the prices. But seeing what stuff's going for now, man, it's like, dude, I couldn't even do it. It wouldn't even be enjoyable.
Yeah,
Everything's expensive.
And then I sold it all just to buy all the PS2 crap anyway. Like,
How's the PS2 journey going, my friend?
it is. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, I never thought I would go for a full set of anything ever. I was doing, like, I guess you'd call it subsets, where I was like, I want to get every RPG and horror game ever made for the PS2. That's like where I started.
That's what.
And then I saw all my buddies and all my friends and other channels that I really enjoy. They're all doing sets, man. Like Retro Rick's got the NES set. Mort just completed his N64 CIB set.
He got his cut manual. Congratulations, Mr. Mort, if you're watching.
Yeah,
it's an amazing experience, probably getting a complete set. Jason is actually working on getting a complete PSP set. That's his favorite portable system of all time. I've thought about it, but oh man, I would go with the PS1 if I did it, because I got all the heavy hitters out of the way, so it'd probably be pretty easy for me. But I was like, man, do I really want to do this? I don't know.
Well, like right now I'm at 763 games out of 1,800. So, and it's crazy because, I document everything in price charting just so I can keep track of what I have. It's telling me that with 760 something games that I'm at like 17 grand in value, and I still have 1,100 games to go. And it's kind of daunting, bro. Like I hit it pretty hard. Like I started this like 6 months ago, and when I started, I was at like 150 games. So I'm averaging like 100 games a month. And after Christmas, dude, I kind of slowed down a little bit because like it's a lot. Because I got like all the heavy hitters out of the way. I've got Kuon, I have Rule of Rose, I have Haunting Ground, I've got Shattered Memories and Blood Will Tell and all of them. And that's not the part that's the expensive part. People don't realize how many mid-tier games in price there are on the PlayStation 2. Like there are games that are between $20 and $80 all day long, and that adds up really quick, and dude, I'm constantly I'm seeing games I've never even heard of before.
Predator. There's so many games that I want that I'm like, God damn it, why are they $80?
And that's the thing, dude. And the worst part for me, dude, is honestly spending money on bad games. Like and not just like, I don't care, I'll buy the $2, $3, $4, $5 games, whatever. It's the bad games that are expensive that it is so hard for me to hand over my money for that. Like, for example, FIFA 14 is $150 because it was the last game. Or SingStar Latino is a $200 game. All the other SingStar karaoke games are $5. This one's $200. Why? Who knows? But I have to buy it for the full set. And then
I just know if you spend $200 on that, you better be living La Vida Loca, and you better be singing that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna bust it out live and sing for everybody.
You better stream it if you're paying that much.
No, I'm getting demonetized then and there.
Get some super chats or something for that. I don't know,
dude.
Yeah.
Go ahead, buddy.
No, you go ahead.
No, the worst one for me though too is I'm kind of I'm working on a video right now because I am at a moral dilemma with a game in the library. And I know that you need to buy the game to have a full set. And I have talked to several YouTubers. Some are like, who cares? Just get it. And some are like, hey, I don't think you should get it. And I don't think people will, judge you or really give you a hard time for not buying it. And that would be the guy game, right? Like the guy game, some people are like, dude, who cares? Guys like Scott the Waz and Pat the NES Punk have owned those games and have talked about them in videos before, and nobody canceled them or nobody cared. And then you have other YouTubers that are like, dude, technically, you know, she's underage. And do you really want to have something like that in your collection or in your house? And like, it's a question of like morality. And it's like, and then also like from what I've read, nobody's ever been arrested for owning the game, but technically because of what it is, it's technically illegal to own. So it's one of those things where like I'm on the fence, because without it, it's not a complete set. Right. My dad was like, just buy it. I would buy it. Just who cares? You know, nobody cares. Like Scott the Waz has like 3 million subscribers, and he did a full video on it, and then he owns it, and like nobody cared, right? Like, but it's one of those things where like, you know, one YouTuber in particular was like, hey man, you have a daughter, you know, you're married, you have a wife. How would they feel about that kind of stuff being on your shelf? Like, you know, if they don't care, then great, they don't care. But like, you got to ask yourself these questions, right? And I'm just like, that dude going for full sets. Like, I never thought like, you know, I'd be in a bind like that, a moral dilemma buying a PS2 game. It's like, who cares, right? But yeah, so the PS2 thing is going good. It's just, it's really expensive. Anybody who wants to go for a full set, it is extremely expensive. It's a lot of fun though, I will say. You know, Reggie, you guys both know, going to flea markets, yard sales, thrift stores isn't like what it used to be when it comes to retro game collecting.
Yeah,
right?
because people kept like saying like, "Oh man, got this deal from this flea shop, man. I ripped this guy off," and then that started to spread around, which is hilarious. Yeah. And then the flea market people started to kind of get like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah,
so the prices started going up. But yeah.
So for such a long time, I was going to flea markets and you know, yard sales every Saturday, every Sunday, just because I liked it for, you know, to hunt and stuff. But after a while, I got tired of not finding anything, always looking for the good stuff, and you just don't find anything. It didn't matter if I'd show up when it first opened or whatever. I just would not find anything. Well, going for a full set, it kind of like, number one, it gave me like a goal, right? And number two, I find stuff all the time now. Because nobody wants to buy Madden 2004 for the PS2. So you find games like that at the flea market and thrift store all the time. I never thought I would be excited about buying Dora the Explorer for the PS2, but it's one I didn't have in the set. So to me, it has like reinvigorated like collecting for me, because now I'm constantly finding stuff. I have 3 or 4 friends that own game stores around here. And like anytime they get garbage, shovelware, sports games, trash, they call me first and they hook me up. Like they're like, dude, this stuff doesn't sell in our stores. It'll sit for years. Like, you want to take them for like $1 or $2 a piece and just take them off our hands? And I'm like, hell yeah, I'll be right down to come get them. And I need them and they want them gone. Right. So, you know, it's been fun collecting again, because now I have a vision or a goal in mind. So it's been going really good. I'm enjoying it. And the PS2 is so good, dude. It's the greatest console of all time, in my opinion. It's the best selling of all time. It has a library of, in North America alone, over 1,800 games for everybody. Doesn't matter if you like sports, RPGs, horror games, platformers, action adventure, racing. It's got everything for everybody. And some of the greatest franchises in history started on that console. You know, or some of the biggest games that made franchises over the top popular started on that console. Like, yeah, we had GTA 1 and 2 on the PS1, right? But like, let's be real, 3, Vice City, and San Andreas really blew that franchise up. God of War, you know, Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank. Like, it's just, you know, I don't know. It's such a good library.
It really is. And I was looking at the Game app. I think, I don't know how accurate this is, but it's saying like in America, there's 2,240 games.
I think like, that's including greatest hits.
Okay, well. So that's a variants too. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Whew, man, that's pretty crazy. If you had started like collecting for a PS2, I want to say probably even in the mid 2010s. I mean, in the late 2010s. You probably would have still really been good on prices and everything like that. But it was kind of weird when the whole COVID thing happened. And I guess where everybody's at home and not doing much, video games became really popular, at least physical copies, and that's when you started to see a lot of prices going up for weird games. Like they shouldn't even be expensive. And I'm looking at my collection here for PS2. I have 412 games, and I couldn't imagine going for a full set, man. But it's something you can probably do just over time if you're just patient, and just pick your prices and all that stuff. So it's doable. It's just like in a timely manner. Who knows? But I was thinking about doing the PS1 set. But
how many games are in the PS1 North American set?
It's
1,400 or something.
It's 1,631, including variants like greatest hits. But I don't know if I could do it, man. Like I just feel like
how many on total worldwide for the PS1? It's like 4,000, dude.
Same thing for PS2. Dude?
It's freaking insane, bro.
Yeah.
If prices were fair, man, it'd be doable, man. But prices are all over the place. So it's like, do I really want to do this? I mean, I got the heavy hitters out of the way, but still, I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. For me, it'd be like more of a flex type of deal. Like, I got the full set. I'm really happy about this. But would I play all those games? Of course not. But they're there if I ever want to, which is nice. So
I want to collect a full set of every Mahjong game and Pachinko game.
Oh my God! Good luck.
That's my goal. Just 4,000 slot machine Pachi slot games that came out.
Dude, I almost bought a Japanese slot machine.
An actual one would be cool.
Like an actual one. A couple months ago, I was on Facebook Marketplace, and there was this guy selling a Onimusha Capcom 2003 like legit slot machine from Japan that was in a casino. And he wanted
would be awesome to have.
Dude, yeah. I was like, oh man, the PS2 set. My wife would have killed me, bro, if I walked in the house with a full-size slot machine. Like, what
where's that going?
Yeah. She asks me that all the time.
To have a fun hobby. You teach them how to fucking gamble.
Yeah. No, dude, my wife asks me that every time I walk in the house with something ridiculous. Like I have that Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic GameStop cardboard standee from 2003 or whatever. And then I have a Chaos Legion PS2, 5-6 foot cardboard standee.
Nice.
Yeah.
Chaos Legion. That game was on point.
Dude. So I walked in the house with both of these, and my wife looks at me and she's like, so where are those going to go? I go, they're going to go in the game room. She goes, no, I get that, but where? And I'm like, I don't know. We'll make it work. We'll figure it out. Like, there's no room in this game room anymore. Like, there is just not. I have to constantly move stuff in and out of here. My wife loses it when she's like, my wife makes content and plays games too, but she's like, babe, at some point, like, you either got to move stuff out of here or like you got to like really just pick and choose what you bring in because we are at capacity and then some. But I can't. I almost bought that slot machine, dude. Like, how cool would that have been? An Onimusha Capcom Japanese slot machine.
100%. That would have been really cool,
dude. I wanted to go get it so bad. I just
they had Konami. That was what Konami for years. They were doing is releasing stuff like that. So they have like a Silent Hill one. There's a Castlevania one they came out with.
Yeah,
a bunch of really cool ones. But
you know what? Another thing that sucks about going for a full set when you're a content creator. The sheer amount of like trolls and hate that you get for doing it. Like, I'll post a video of like, because I used a good chunk of my collection to get the PS2 stuff. I downsized quite a bit, just to help pay for it. And dude, you would get people in the comments of my videos being like, I can't believe you sold this to buy a bunch of PlayStation 2 garbage and shovelware. I'm like, well, dude, that's part of going for the full set. I don't know why you care so much about how I spend my money. But
nobody's got something to say, bro.
Oh, dude, it's relentless.
Especially on the internet. There's nothing that people can't stand more than seeing someone else have fun. That cannot be allowed. Yeah. You are not allowed to have fun or enjoy things that I don't allow. I don't have fun doing and enjoying. You have to be just like me.
It's pretty weird, man. Like if they feel like you're buying too much stuff, they're going to complain how you spend your money. They're going to say all kind of weird stuff. Like it's just insane how much time they put into telling you that. Or whatever like that. It's like, dude, like, all right, then you don't have to watch what I do. Like, move on. But they won't. They never do. They're always
I
watching
know.
what you do because they want that information or
Oh,
whatever.
dude,
So,
and people, it's like they watch your videos and like they'll watch the whole thing, and then they'll comment on there and they'll be like, they'll say some crap like, "Oh, you must be like 40 something and live with your mom in her basement or something." And like, who's 40 and still plays video games?
that's their
Or,
clap back to you, but
And
they literally watch the whole video. Like what?
I'm like, hey, thanks for the watch time. Like, dude, like, okay, so when I first started on, when I first started on YouTube, I was the guy who would reply back and just cuss them out because I didn't care. This ain't my job. Like, I don't care. And then Mort and Retro Wolf 88, they hit me up and they're like, hey, you know what they hate more than anything? Kill them with kindness. Just be nice. And so like now I'm nice to people. I'm like, well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but thank you so much for watching the video, and make sure you like and subscribe to watch my videos in the future. It drives people nuts. But yeah, people, I don't know, man. It's like, why would you waste your time watching our kinds of videos if you don't enjoy them? Like, you knew what this was when you clicked on the thumbnail. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they enjoy it to their own degree, I guess. I mean, some of those fans are like the best fans, like the hateful people, because they watch your stuff all the way through just to look for something to nitpick at.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny. So
I don't even think it's sometimes they're hateful. They're just, I think, truthfully, and I don't mean this in like a negative way, I think there's a lot of people who in the nerd space who are like a little socially awkward, and they just don't really know how to talk to people, and they're not necessarily trying to be hateful. They're just trying to correct something they think is wrong because they're like OCD about it.
Yeah.
So it's like the surest thing to do. It's like if you want to get an answer on the internet, you don't ask the question, you post the wrong answer, because people love to correct people. And then someone will come in and be like, no, that's not it. It's this. So there's something, there's sort of that part of it. But also there's just a lot of people, they're just not happy people, man. I don't know. Like to me, that's what I question. I'm like, how unhappy would I have to be to leave this comment? And I've done it. I've left nasty comments before. I have done it. I don't know. I've watched videos and left nasty comments, but I usually have like a moment of Jesus come to me, and I'm like, why am I doing that? I don't even care, and I delete the comment usually. For me. So I don't know.
I did want to ask you guys. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm good.
Well, going back to Chaos Legion, we talked about that briefly. I wanted to show you guys the PAL cover for the game. The PAL cover looks way better than the American cover. I think that's actually a Japanese cover too. They should have went with that one. But they went with
the US cover isn't awful though. It's not too.
They try to make it like Devil May Cry. Look like a little bit like Devil May Cry the way it is. That's why I think they were trying to help sell it. But
it definitely feels like a Devil May Cry clone. Like I've played it a little bit, and it feels like, I don't know, it feels like Devil May Cry like in early development. Like it just wasn't it kind of has that hack and slash feel to it, but it's just not as good. It's like the Wish version of Devil May Cry.
What's funny about this game is that when you beat the game, you unlock the ability to play as a girl, and playing with her is way better than playing with that guy. Like she has these guns and she keeps it's much better. So it's like, wow.
Yeah, the map in it, like the first level or whatever, it's kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of bland looking. Whereas like you play something like Devil May Cry and you're walking up to the castle or the mansion or whatever it was, the first time, and it's just like this beautiful like landscape or this really cool like castle. And this one is just kind of like, I don't remember, you're like just all rocks, and I don't know. It's not a bad game by any means. It just, I was thinking, oh man, this is going to be another Devil May Cry. This is going to be awesome to play this. And I was like, oh, it's okay. It's, it's a solid 6 or 7 out of 10,
Okay.
So I want to switch back to when you were talking about full set collecting for a minute, specifically the guy game issue. So I got, I go for subsets. I collected a full PSVR set, and I try to get like every shmup. Those are my 2 things that like, I just want them all for sure. And like there were a couple questionable titles I had to pick up for sure that were just like not my normal cup of tea. So I had to get like the Dead or Alive Extreme volleyball games, which are just like titty games basically, or you play volleyball. And then there's literally like scenes. You can like take pictures of them, and and it's pretty. It is what it is. And then the other one is like for the shmups on the Switch. There's these games called Waifu Uncovered and Waifu Discovered 2 is what they're called, and they're like literally like you shoot like clothes off and you get to see like anime boobs and stuff. And the games themselves come with like a bunch of like postcards with like really raunchy stuff on them. And then long story short, like I purchased the games and I just owned it. I went up to my girlfriend and I'm like, hey, I bought these ridiculous games. I bought them for my set, for my collection. If you see them in this room, don't get mad at me. It's not like I'm playing them in the bathroom at 2 a.m. with the lights off or anything. I'm just saying, like, they're in the set. They are what they are. If you see them, you see them, and that's why they're in here. And you can judge me all you want, but I just head on faced it, explained the reason, told everybody why I had them, and that's it. They're part of the collection, they're part of the set. That's just how to do it. Just, if you got to buy the whole, I mean, if I were you, I could not, my OCD personally, I could not handle having a full set and not having that one thing. Like, even if it was like weird or whatever, what I mean? Right. Even if I kept it in a paper bag with a big skull and crossbones on it, when it said, no, naughty bad game, I would still have to have it. Like,
yeah, no, and I agree. It's like, I don't know, like I feel like when you're full set collecting, like if we want to be technical, right? Like, like guys that go for the full NES set, right? Like Gabbo just completed his not that long ago.
I just sent Gabbo a message asking him to come on. I don't know if he got it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, dude.
Tell him to come on.
For sure, absolutely. But let's be honest, if we want to be technical, he didn't have stadium events, right? Sure. So technically, no, you don't have the full NES set. But are any of us really going to judge a man for not buying a $30,000 cartridge? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who cares at that point? Like, you got all of them except for that one, right? So it's like, that's what I think some of the other YouTubers were telling me. They're like, dude, like if you had 1,799 games and you didn't buy the guy game because morally you didn't think having CP was right, because technically that's what people call it if they want to get like crazy with it, right? Like,
right.
I don't think anybody's going to judge you or hold you.
No one's going to judge you.
Hold you to it. But of course you're going to get those guys in the comments going to be like, well, do you have this game? Well, then you don't have the full set, but who cares, right? But
right.
I don't know. But again, I'm kind of like you, where like when I start going for a subset, or if I start going for something, I have to have them all, or it doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? Like if I don't get every one that was ever made, it's not complete. And so I don't know. I'm on the fence with it.
That can be bad though, because once you get into the variants and like. It can go on forever, man. Are you talking like every American game, worldwide game with English, game with English as an option, all the art covers, the Korean covers, the Japanese covers, the Asian exclusives? What about the Australian one that had slightly different? Like I got into the PSVR where I was sitting there and being like measuring the font with the little tape measure, being like, European version, the letters are 3 millimeters larger than the American cover. So I think this counts as a variant. Like it got to the point where it was insane.
Yeah.
And like I had to like mentally be like, no, this is to me what a full set is. And like this is what I want as a full set, what I consider a full set. And everyone else can be damned. Yeah. Because PSVR it's so stupid. Like in America, like they have like the North American release versions. And then they have like the Canadian French versions that have like the French text on it. Like, do I count all those too? Do I have to buy all the North American ones that just have English? And do I have to buy the Canadian versions that have the little French thing too? Like, it gets crazy. So like, don't let other people who are online who aren't spending the money tell you what you need to consider complete and what you need to get. Like you just don't do that. Like, you know what I mean? Just get what makes you happy.
Yeah. And the thing is too, is like for me, like I'm just trying to get one of every game right now, right? So I'm not
Mhm.
being too like super picky. So like I would prefer the black label, but if all you have is the greatest hits and it's cheap and you're cutting me a deal, I'll take the greatest hits. Like I'll buy it. You know, I just want one of every game. We'll worry about a full black label set or variants later once the initial set is complete. You know, maybe I get through the full set and then after that I go through and I grab all the ones that were greatest hits and I like replace them with black label or whatever at some point down the road.
Oh
And
no,
then,
you just do both like Finn Ravens did.
yeah,
He did the full black label set and then he did the full greatest hit set.
for PS2.
Yeah.
You've never seen Finn's PS2 collection? Oh, you should
Uh-uh.
get in touch with him. Yeah, he's got the full everything, variants, big boxes, controllers. It's the craziest PS2 set I've ever seen.
So had you guys ever seen that guy from years ago on Reddit that owns a full North American PS2 set fully sealed?
No.
Holy sealed. Wow.
That's
Full-
pretty cool. Fully sealed, yeah. So like people started talking about him back in like 2013 or something. So like technically FIFA 14 and shit was still coming out, right? So but he basically said, yeah, I just started buying games as they were releasing and just not opening them. And then I was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if I just had them all and didn't open them? And like he amassed the entire black label North American set all fully sealed.
That's beautiful.
It's kind of insane. I couldn't imagine what a collection like that would go for.
Until his nephew came over.
I did want to ask you though, since you're collecting PS2 stuff,
Yeah.
you have probably the all the heavy hitters out of the way already.
So the only one to my knowledge, like, so when you talk about like heavy hitters, like
More expensive ones.
Are we talking like $100 or more? Or so I have Kuon. I have
Okay,
that
you got
one.
Kuon, so got that out of the way, and then you got Rule of Rose.
Yep, I have Rule of Rose.
Excellent. Oh, you better have Hunting Ground.
I do have Haunting Ground.
That's actually a fun one.
That was the first heavy hitter I got.
Nice. Okay.
Yep, I got that one.
Blood
Yep.
Will Tell.
Got Blood Will Tell. That is the heavy hitter I am missing. That one.
Well, this is the variant one that was only at Best Buy with the lenticular. Yeah, I've only seen it once, like back in the day, but I had no idea this would go up. Like I wasn't really like knowing about exclusives back then during the PS2 era, so
Yeah.
I would have got this one if I'd known that.
So the base version of this game is still a $200 game. The variant, the Best Buy variant, is the $400 to $500 version.
I actually might go for that.
So I don't have either one. I would like to save up a little bit more money and just do the Best Buy variant. Like that's my plan. But out of all like the big heavy hitters, well, I don't know what they have on this list, but that's one I am missing.
Shattered Memories.
Yep, I have that one.
Stuff.
Do I have Little
Got Hat Quarantine.
Yep, I have that one.
Excellent. Futurama.
Yep, I have that one.
That's the one I'm missing. I need to get that one. I had Battle the Tenkai G3, but it just wasn't my cup of tea. Ended up selling it, but that's another one that's really popular. And then Echo Knight Beyond, which is the last Echo Knight game they made, the third game. Dude, this game was like so cheap, like when it was in the GameStop budget, man. I remember it was going for like $7, and now look at it.
So there it is. So yep, Echo Knight. There's that one. I got it. Wild Arms Alter Code F. Do not have that one. That one's like $150 game usually, I think.
I have that one.
It comes with an anime movie disc too, which is kind of cool.
DVD,
Yeah. So
that's one I'm missing.
The Wild
Marvel's
Arms
Capcom 2.
ESP is actually pretty expensive too.
Yep, got that one.
Okay, good. So you're good. You're doing good on it. This is probably the most expensive PS2 game that I tried to get. Sengoku Anthology. Oh my god, that's been so hard to get.
PAL don't count.
But then, dude, I got like
It
these
doesn't.
other
It
ones
doesn't.
too, right? Like, so Obscure, that was a $300 game. Def Jam Fight for New York is like $160 to $180.
Brother.
And you got Samurai Western, which
Well, that
is
one's Reggie's fault. He did that.
Yeah, that was my fault, man. No one cared about that game. So I did a Hidden Gems on Jason's channel. They went crazy for that game.
which one?
Yeah.
Samurai Western?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, dude. Because nobody knew about it. Like
It's
it was like
Oh, it's fun, dude.
It is a cool game. I
It's
mean,
even
I
two
think it's
players.
worth the money. It's actually really is a unique.
And it's
Oh,
got a
yeah.
reversible cover,
Oh,
which I
that's
prefer the reverse cover.
another
Hey.
expensive one. God Hand. Yeah, and then actually, I picked up these ones at a game swap event at a game store on Saturday. I'll show you guys these ones.
What do you got?
I picked these up in a trade last Saturday. So we got Red Ninja.
Ah, okay.
We got the Metal Slug Anthology.
Yep.
And then I picked up the limited edition. I love these big box limited editions for PS2. Growlancer Heritage of War.
Nice.
Oh, that's the 5th game, I believe. Yes. Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I picked up those 3 this weekend. And I also picked up a PlayStation 5 30th anniversary controller, brand new sealed in a trade at the swap event too, because I really wanted one, dude, because they're so freaking cool looking to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but see, like, there's so many games like this, right? Like this is $100 game. Red Ninja is like $70 to $100. Like, there's so many
Really?
of these. Oh yeah, dude.
There's a ton of games that are. So what sucks is, like, I know you're paying because I wanted like almost all those games and I had them all on my list pre-COVID. And pre-COVID, those games are all $20 to $30. Like,
Yeah.
all those games. So I was like, oh, no big deal. I'll pick that up later. And then after COVID, they're all 80 to 100 now. And it's like so many games that I'm
Yeah.
kicking
It's called Red
myself
Ninja?
'cause I didn't pick them
Is that what
up.
it was called?
Red Ninja, End of Honor. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you look right here, this is my Silent Hill shelf. I have every Silent Hill game ever made, obviously all the PS2 ones and stuff like that. And I even bought all of the GameStop exclusive Silent Hill 2 collectible stuff they just came out with for the new game. Yeah.
All you need to collect is the demo disc then. People
I
see-
actually-
like, oh,
I have one.
do you have one? Oh my god. It's awesome, dude. I tried looking for a demo disc for that game. It was too high by the time I started looking for it.
Yeah, I have this one.
Yeah,
I
Red,
picked-
you like me. Once stuff gets too expensive, I'm like, that's no longer fun.
Well, that's why PS4 collecting is so fun. Like, collecting for the PS4 has been this brilliant, dude. Like, the whole time. Like, it's like nothing's over expensive. You know, it's just like a great system to collect for. What's that?
So I think that this is the Japanese demo.
Oh, nice. Okay, heck yeah.
So
Definitely nice.
I picked this up at SoCal, the SoCal Gaming Expo last year. And then I also even picked up the Silent Hill vinyls that just came out, which are pretty dope. I got those at SoCal as well. But yeah, I mean, dude, I love the PS2, but it's just so damn expensive. Like, just, so I had to slow down, honestly, because I was just like, I went through this game room with a fine tooth comb and downsized so much, dude. Like, literally went through PS3, 360, NES, Super Nintendo, Genesis, everything I owned. I went through and I traded a lot of stuff to get the 600 plus games that I've gotten over the last 6 months, because I wanted all the heavy hitters and all the bangers and, a lot of the big titles that I wanted to play. But it's fun. I'm having a good time, but I hit it really hard the first 6 months. Now I'm just kind of coasting at this point, and I pick them up when I can.
You seem so genuine in your love for PlayStation 2, man. I wish you would have been able to collect back in the day, man, because I feel like you would have had everything by now.
Oh,
like,
yeah, dude. Like,
so fair.
Dude, I look back. I mean, a lot of people did it. I mean, there's so many games that I'm looking through now, and I'm like, man, I had that one. I had that one. I had that one. And I was the kid, where, like, if I wanted the new stuff, I traded the old stuff to GameStop or whoever to get towards the new stuff. And so I never like collected when I was a kid. I would just trade in the old stuff to buy the new stuff, because if it wasn't Christmas or my birthday, most of the time, I'm not saying they never did, but my parents didn't just go out and buy me a new console just because, right? Like, it was like, okay, your birthday's coming up, what do you want? And I was like, well, I want the new Xbox or whatever, But dude, I look back at how many games I just gave away to GameStop over the years when I was a kid. And I'm like, I still remember selling them my entire Super Nintendo collection of over 300 games. When I like, and it wasn't GameStop, it was Game Crazy. I did that at the Hollywood Video competitor.
Yeah.
And dude, I literally did that in like 2001, 2002. Back when Super Nintendo games, like, they weren't really worth a lot, right? In the early 2000s. So I traded all that stuff for PS2 and original Xbox stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and I look back at the games that I had when I was a kid. I had all the Final Fantasies, I had the Chrono Triggers, I had all that stuff when I was a kid. You know, and now I
try not to think about it.
It's heartbreaking.
We all have those horror stories, dude.
Yeah,
I had all of the Dragon Quest games on DS,
really,
and 3DS, and I sold like all of them for like $100.
Dang.
Oh,
And now like one of them is like 400.
oh man.
So like it just bothers me.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. Like, there are things that I look back on recently that I sold and traded for this PS2 set that I'm already regretting, and I wish I could get it back already. Like, there are some pieces, dude, that I sold, and I'm looking back and I'm like, you're an idiot. Why did you sell that? Because there were certain things that I sold that weren't just games. They were like,
I stole my grandmother's ashes.
For example, I sold, and this was one of the hate comments I got was for this. I had a complete in box Mario Kart Double Dash GameCube console, minty, right? But not only did I have the console fully complete, I went out and I had it signed myself by Charles Martinet and by Jen Taylor, the voice of Peach, and I had it authenticated and certified and everything through JSA. So like, it had right on the cover, it was signed by Mario and Peach. And like, I sold it to my buddy who owns a game store to get PS2 games. Or I was a big World of Warcraft player. I'm a huge Blizzard collector. I've been playing Blizzard since the 90s, right? On dial-up internet, playing the original BattleNet, right?
Oh yeah, dude. People don't understand. Blizzard was the GOAT.
It
No
really
one
was.
compared. Back in the day, Blizzard was the highest quality of gaming.
Oh, dude.
There was Diablo, Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3, Frozen Throne, baby.
StarCraft. Oh
StarCraft
my God,
1. Dude, they were the best. World of Warcraft for the first
5 years.
Expansions.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, so I had a 15-year anniversary World of Warcraft server blade. It was about this big.
Those things are huge, yeah.
And
you could buy your old servers. They were like, they would sell them to you. Like, I was on Lothar, and like, you could buy that server at some point when they like merged. Remember when like did like the merging? They changed it all.
Yeah, they did a merge, and then for the 15-year anniversary, around when WoW Classic came out.
What's up, kiddo?
When WoW Classic came out, they took the servers and they put them in acrylic cases and put WoW World of Warcraft 15-year anniversary, and they sold them for charity. And that was one of the server blades that I had gotten. And I sold it for PS2 games to my other buddy who owns a game store. And, you know, they're like $1,000 now. And it's like, when will I get that back? And even if I was willing to spend the $1,000, they're kind of hard to find. Right? Like people aren't just selling them. So like, there were sentimental pieces that I sold for the PS2, and I'm looking back like, yeah, I can get those Wii games back, but you know, I can get those PS3 games back, I can get those whatever Xbox games back, but I don't know if I'll be able to get that server blade back. I don't know if I'll be able to get that autographed Mario console back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
don't worry about it. It's just stuff, man. It comes.
No, yeah, 100%.
So this is a point I've tried to explain, and this is what, when you were like saying like you were going really hard and you kind of took a break and you're not going as hard. That's a good thing, because like full set collecting, and especially like the collecting part, like the journey, the finding. You know how you said like, oh, it's nice, I'm finding games in the wild again, and it's fun that I pick up, you know, Dora the Explorer, and it's like that whole thing. That experience is the reason to collect a full set. Like, if you want to enjoy the hunt again, if you want to go out and you want to buy things in the wild and have fun collecting again, full set collecting's a good way to do it because you can find that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no reason to like rush. It's not a race. It shouldn't be a race. You should, if anything, you should just take your time and enjoy it and savor it because it's not going to be like that forever. Once
Right.
you wait, because the once say you do rush and you go out and you buy 1,700 games in 6 months and you have the whole well, now you're not going to have that experience anymore because
Right.
you're going to be right where you started, where everything you need is super rare. It's super hard to find. You're going to be bidding on eBay for it. It's not, that journey is the fun, not the destination.
Right.
Like most people, like look what happened to Gabo. It's like once you get your full set, you sit there and go, I did it.
Now what?
Man, I want to sell some of this shit. I don't need all this. It's like immediately
Yeah.
like a switch flips in your head and you go, okay, that was fun, but now I need to maybe clear out some space. Or you want to collect something new.
Yeah.
So you get the PS2 cassette and you finish it and you're like, I did it. Are you realistically like, I'm never going to collect again? No, you'll
Right.
probably be like, maybe I should get a PSP set going, or maybe I should get this set going, or maybe I should, and then maybe you'll sell some of your,
Yeah, and that's another thing too, is like, even though like as far as retro goes,
Mhm.
I've been focusing solely on the PS2 because I have a long ways to go, but I'm still buying all the modern stuff. I'm still buying Switch and PS5 on the regular and PS4.
Mhm.
Like you were saying, Reggie, PS4 collecting, dude,
Mhm.
I got my PS5 a year ago, right? So I'm late to the party, but
Mm.
my wife got it for me for Christmas, and it has been awesome collecting PS4 games to play them on my PS5 because they run better. Like the SSD that's in it, it's just the load times are better. The experience is better. I like the DualSense controller more than the PS4 controller, even though the PS4 controller is great. Like, I just like the overall experience of playing PS4 games on my PS5. And so collecting for PS4, PS5, and Switch is still a regular thing for me. I'm still picking up the new releases. I'm still finding the weird, obscure PS4 games that just pop up from time to time, and I still pick them up because you never know, dude. Like, I don't know. What are your guys' opinions on it? Like, I mean, every console has its games, right, that are expensive, but like, do you feel like obviously PS4 is not old yet? It's not considered retro yet. It's still relevant. Do you think there will come a day where PS4 games will hit like PS1, PS2 prices?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing comes down to physical media. We've had a lot of it over the years, but now it's being taken for granted, and they're trying to disappear it. But once it disappears, that's when people are going to say, "Man, I wish we had physical games again." And you're going to start to see a resurgence for it again, and then they're going to look at PS4, PS3, all that stuff. Anything that's considered retro or just valuable at the time. So yeah, definitely people will be looking back at PS4 games. PS5 as well, even though me and Joe have talked about this for a couple years now, is that like how physical media today is not what it used to be. Like, you're getting a portion of the game on the disc, and then you have to download a patch or whatever to get the rest of it. That's a weird practice for a lot of physical media. So I don't know if that stuff will be as valuable as earlier stuff like PS4 and behind that. But
yeah, most of the games on PS5 are literally like less than a gig on the disc. It's like an unlock code for you to just download the game anyway, right?
Yeah, and some of these games are broken too. If you're not like, I did a test where I wasn't online when I downloaded this game called Daymare 94. You know about this, Joe?
Oh yeah,
it was almost a completely different game that was on the disc. And then before you get the patch,
right?
Onto it, and I was like, dude, what is going on? Is this what we're doing now?
Yeah,
like,
dude,
I
got so freaking mad. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 came out.
Yeah.
How the games all got all these controversy everybody's talking about. I don't even care. What drove me nuts, dude, and I like flipped out on Twitter about it. I was so mad. Like, the people sent out the review copies to everybody, and they said to everybody, now make sure if you're reviewing our game that you do the day one update. You have to do the day one update. And I'm like, what do you mean? And then like the guys are saying that like the build on the disc, they said it's over a year old. It's a year-old build. It's completely full of bugs, and basically the game is shite without the day one update. Like it's broken and buggy and doesn't work. And I'm just like, I do not understand how this is an acceptable business practice. I do not understand how you can release a disc that's supposed to have a game on it, and it just be broken and not work. And they're like, yeah, $70 brand new. Let's go, bitch. Just update that bitch, whatever. Like that's just oh man, is that garbage? It's just a shit standard. I don't know. I don't understand why people put up with it. I guess people don't care. They don't understand. I think they don't understand is what it is.
The thing is too, when they print out those discs, they have to print it out in a certain they got scheduled times where they print out discs or whatever like that.
Sure.
I don't know how it is for bigger companies like that, but I'm guessing they print them out really early or whatever like that, so it's ready to go. But that still doesn't make it right because they're putting a horrible build on the disc or whatever like that, and you have to have an update to do the rest. Why not just get the digital version instead? You know what I mean?
Correct. Which is what I tell people. I'm not saying you shouldn't buy the game. I'm just warning people, if you want to buy a physical copy of this game, there's no point in buying the disc. It's not a physical copy of the game. You might as well just buy the digital. There's no reason to own that disc.
Yeah, exactly. And there's still countries out there that don't have really great internet or whatever like that. So, the physical version might be the best option for them, or whatever. But
that's why I really like collecting for the Switch. I feel like out of all the modern consoles, I feel like the Switch is going to be the most collectible. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll be PS4. Maybe it'll be
the most expensive.
Maybe it'll be Xbox One because nobody buys them. Like nobody buys the physical copies.
I know that sucks too. Xbox, their physical media is like, what the hell? They might be because their platinum hits games are really expensive now. The greatest hits version, those are really expensive.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, man. I like collecting for the modern stuff. I'm constantly buying new modern games all the time. I've definitely slowed up on buying retro that's not PS2. Just because most of the stuff that I would want to play, I can either play on modern or I don't want to veer off from PS2 so much because like I said, I have such a long ways to go. If I just start collecting the way that I used to collect, where I was just buying anything and everything that I wanted, I'll never get there. And that's how I even amassed the collection that I had to even trade away to get the PS2 stuff. It was just years of just grabbing whatever I saw that I wanted, so yeah.
I get you.
For modern gaming and collecting, there's a couple philosophies that I do. First off, just don't pre-order anything. Just don't pre-order anything. Always wait and see what is actually on the disc and is it play, and just do some research. There's I've talked about it many times. There's guys on Twitter. There's the Does It Play people, and then the Nintendo Revised people. Those are the two main people I follow that track essentially what is on the disc, what is playable, does it require a download, can I play it offline, all the stuff that I want to know. These people will test it first. Right. And so just don't buy anything and let the people test, and then you can support them on Patreon if you want for the work they do and all that stuff. And then they'll test it for you and tell you yes, this game is a good build. This game on disc works. It maybe has a couple bugs, and then they have a full review. They break it down. You can look at it, and that's kind of where I'm at with my game. So, and I wait. I see if it's playable. If it's not, just wait and see if it comes. If they release a game for AAA gaming, just see if they'll release a complete version down the line or something like that.
Yeah.
Give it a couple years, see if there's a Game of the Year edition or a second release or a reprinted version. Because that happens too. Sometimes the initial version of the game is broken, and then in 2-3 years they'll just do a stealth reprint of the game. They won't even say it. They won't mention it. It's not advertised, but they'll re-release it and with the updated build on the disc or the updated build on the cart.
Right.
They did with Days Gone.
Exactly. Which, dude, speaking of that's another one that that announcement. That's cool. Yeah. The remastered version, neat. It sounds exciting, but it's a digital only.
Well,
right now there's no physical announced.
Yeah, there's no physical for it, but I never got to play that game, and I'm actually kind of pumped to try this one out.
Dude, it looks awesome, man. I play the original. It's
oh, did you?
Fun. Oh yeah, that's a good game. Yeah, this was one of those to me games that were like, wow, I feel like I'm playing like a next gen game just because the amount of zombies on the screen was so insane.
Yeah, the first trailer they showed for this game back, and I was like, dude, that's insane.
Yeah, so it's a good game.
That. But imagine how it'll run on the PS5 though. Like, you know.
Oh yeah, no, I want the upgraded version, and I honestly think that $10 for the upgraded digital version, that's a great thing that they're doing. I'm not mad that this thing's coming out. I'm just disappointed that there's no digital, but that doesn't mean there won't be one either. Right. So I just left a comment on their Twitter. I was like, hey guys, please release a physical version. Digital only sucks. That's it. That's it. That's the truth. I wasn't mean. I wasn't rude. I said, hey, please release a physical because digital sucks.
Right. Well, you never know because wasn't it initially that Alan Wake 2 wasn't going to get a physical release, and now it has one. So I mean, you never know.
It had to because even digital for that game wasn't selling really well, so they were looking for the next option to build some revenue in. Right. And I think it barely might have broke even with the physical release of that game because that game had a lot of like controversial things for it that people were like upset about. But it's a solid game from what I played. But it's just like there's so many games out there these days, man. It's just hard. It's hard for your game to stand out, you know. And I feel like with Alan Wake 2, man, they should have like you're playing as a new character. And you don't play like with Alan until a little bit later, so it's kind of like it might throw some people off who are fans of the series. Like they're ready to play with Alan, but they got to start with this new character first.
You know, if you name a game after a character and half the game you don't play is that character, that's stupid. It's the same problem with Spider-Man too.
Right.
No offense, like nobody wants to play as anybody other than Spider-Man.
Right.
I hate to break it to you, like if the new Wolverine game comes out and friggin' 80% of the game I play as Rogue. I'll be upset. I thought this was a Wolverine game, dudes. Why am I not playing as Wolverine? I want to play as Wolverine. That's why it's called Wolverine. I want to take my claws and I want to stabby things in the head. I don't want to play as other characters. Now, if you call it X-Men Legends 16, whatever, and it's got all the sure, but like you gotta be a little logical here about what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And I will say this too about physical media. When you do it like Alan Wake did, where it's like digital first, and then you put it on disc, make sure all the DLC is available on the disc as well, because that makes it even better. Even if you have to wait for the releases for it, make sure all that's on disc. Now they didn't do that with Alan Wake 2, but they kind of made up for it by making the DLC free if you had the disc already. So all you have to do is do an update patch, and you had that DLC, which is I guess it's fine.
I don't know which one I have. My wife just bought me Alan Wake 2 for Christmas, I think, but it's the deluxe version that has
that's the only one. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the one she picked up.
It comes with the Alan Wake 1 free DLC. I mean, as you can the digital version of that game, which I already had, so I'll probably just give mine away. And then it comes with the 2 DLC story packs.
Okay.
Yeah, I think one of the DLCs is on the disc and one isn't. I'm pretty.
One isn't. Yeah. So
you just terrible. And that's okay. I would prefer like everything to be on the disc or whatever, but I'm at this point, all the bare minimum I'm asking is it at least has the full game on it functional.
Yes. Yeah.
And you know, if you throw DLC on there, even better. Like if in 20 years I install a game and I can't play a DLC, oh well, I'll be all right, but at least I can play my game. In 20 years, if I go to play my game and the whole thing doesn't work because the stores are down and their updates are gone and the company went out of business and nobody gives a damn anymore about Alan Wake, but me and my diapers when I'm sitting in the retirement home where I want to play, what the hell? I just I want it to work. And I don't think that's an unreasonable request. I just don't. I don't think it's unreasonable to say, hey, could you guys like release physical games that work?
Yeah.
Can it work? Can it be complete? Can it just like, can I take the disc in and play it? Can I please do that? Like that, that was a pretty standard expectation in the gaming world, I would say, until recently.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, Reggie, I was going to show you this, dude. So look what I got.
Oh, the Metal Jesus coin, right on, man.
Yeah, dude. when I was a guest down at
Can we get sorry, it was I got you on the so we can see it. Nice.
Right
The
on.
Metal Militia.
Dude, when I was a guest at SoCal last year, John Riggs came up and handed it to me.
Right on.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm not gonna lie, Reggie. I don't like doing this, bro. But like you guys, like I fangirled the F out, bro, like around you guys, man. I have been watching all of you, Riggs, Hancock, you, Jason, everybody, Drunken Master, Paul, Kelsey, Kenzie, like all of you for like a decade, bro. Like
Oh, wow.
Jason is like the first retro channel I ever discovered ever on YouTube. Like, well, it was probably like 2010, 2011, like when I discovered him. Like, dude, I have been watching you guys for so long. So like when I got to like talk to you guys and meet you guys, and like when Riggs gave me this coin, dude, like I don't know, man. It's just like it's so surreal, you know, like getting to meet you guys and like actually have a conversation with you guys, because I've looked up to you guys like for so many years, and like I watch all your guys' videos, you and Jason's pickup videos. Like, dude, my favorite thing is when two creators that I love collab together that don't normally collab together. My favorite YouTuber of all time is Johnny Millennium. Happy Console Gamer is like, he's just my biggest inspiration. And when you came into his game room recently and sat down on the floor with him and did a video, I was like, Reggie and Johnny are doing a video together. I have to watch this, dude. So like, I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna tell you before the podcast started. So Johnny is gonna be a guest at SoCal this year.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah. So they just announced it. So he's coming. And so then you know, and I didn't know this, dude. I didn't know that Johnny was subscribed to my channel, right? I had no idea. And apparently he's been subscribed to me for like a year. I'm live streaming Silent Hill 2, the remake, and all of a sudden he pops into my chat and donates money. And I'm like, I don't even know what to say, dude. Like, I'm like literally like losing it.
You say Dynamite Ducks is the greatest game ever.
And he reaches out to me in DMs on Twitter and was like, hey, I'm going to be down at SoCal. This was before it was officially announced. He's like, are you coming? And I was like, I think I'm coming. Like, that's the plan. And then I'm going to be a guest again there this year in June. So like getting to meet him, like, I don't know, man. Like, I look up to you guys. I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't watch a lot of movies, right? My content, like I told you guys, I commute 5 hours a day round trip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the car a lot. I have been listening to you, and I've been doing that for 16 years. People ask me all the time, how the hell do you consume so much like retro gaming content on YouTube? How have you learned so much? Like, dude, you know how many times I've been binge watched Adam Korolick's like like the videos where he would go through generation by generation, console by console. These videos are 10 years old, but I have watched every one. Like, I like love like learning about this stuff, not just like playing the games, right? But like I like learning about all the cool history and the facts and the obscure stuff and the things that most people don't know about.
Reggie, he's the video game encyclopedia.
Oh, dude, yeah, absolutely.
Reggie knows no matter what game I mention, he's like, yeah, dude, level 3, what a bitch. The guy with the blue hair. I'm like, how the fuck do you remember all this? Yeah. Like, I played that game 100 times and I don't remember anything. Dude. Like, yeah, dude.
Well, you know, like
that vending machine on the 4th level, you can kick it out, gives you a blue can. I'm like, no, how do you remember that?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because like I tell people I remember all that stuff. It's just like remembering, like you're like reading video games are like reading a book or watching your favorite movie. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just more of an active way of doing it. So right. I just like certain moments in games, I just remember stuff in movies too. You know what I mean? Like, you guys remember that movie Cat Eye, where that guy was oh damn, well, it was like one of Drew Barrymore's like first or second movies, but I was having a
Stephen King one. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one. And I was having a conversation with Will. We were talking about something, and he said something to me sarcastically. Hey, Reggie, just keeping you on your toes. I said, yeah, just like that movie Cat Eyes, when the guy said, just keep you on your toes, because he was on that ledge trying to cross over, and the guy was shooting a gun at him. So, like, to wake him up, hey, just keeping you on your toes. It's like a violent scene, but it just, I don't know. I don't know why I brought it up, but I thought it was a perfect example if you guys saw the movie. But the fact is, I just remember like stuff like that in movies, man. Like, I just never forget like stuff. So same thing with video games. Like, most of my knowledge of video games is like just going off my memory of certain moments and things like that. And I think a lot of people appreciate that. You know, it's like, oh wow, he really knows his stuff. So yeah.
That's like, you know, that's why I watch so much of your guys' stuff, because I learn so much. It's not just like because it's entertaining, which it is, but like I like the learning aspect of consuming that much YouTube. Plus, I'm in the car all 5 hours a day, dude, for 16 years. It's like music only takes me so far. So like I'll put you guys on, and I might not be physically watching the video, but I'm listening to you guys talk like it's a podcast, like every day.
Yeah.
Right, like you and Jason, you're like, here's our 40-50 pickups. I'm like, oh, this is a long one. Cool, I can put this on. This will get me about halfway home. You know what I mean? Like that's how.
I got some good news for you, because a pickups video is coming out tomorrow on Jason's channel. 48 games,
damn,
almost an hour long. So that one's gonna be like,
that's awesome.
We're gonna get pumped for that one.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Yeah, and the dude, like 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago, I did a video on my channel, and I was nervous to make this video because I didn't know how creators would feel about it. But I did a tier list video.
I saw that, yeah.
Where I ranked all of you guys on a tier list. And like I did 50
smash or pass, or what do you mean?
Just like how basically it was like if I like their content, if I how creative I think they are, their production value, just an overall overview of the channel, what I think of them. But honestly, I did 50 creators, and I can tell you about every single one of them. I can tell you all about them, like who they are, where they're from, what they like to play, what they collect, what their last video was. Like I kind of like a fucking weirdo, right? Like, but like it's because, dude, like like I said, I'm in the car 5 hours a day.
You're taking all that. You're taking your knowledge though, so no, you're good.
Yeah, so like I did that video, and it was funny. One of the local conventions I was telling you about, Reggie, the SAC Gamers Expo, the owner of that convention actually used my video as reference to try to find retro gaming guests. Like, really? because he was like, dude, there's 50 people on here. I didn't know half of these people. And you know what I mean? So like there's so many like awesome creators out there that are, they all bring something different to the table. Like Reggie, when I think of you, I think of PlayStation, right? Mm-hmm. Or like when I think of Jason, I think of big box PC, right? And I'm a big PC guy. When I think of John Hancock, like I literally think of his full set collecting and his dreams of opening a museum one day. Or John Riggs is like he's fixing broken cartridges. Like I instantly can associate you guys with something like right out of the gate. So I'm still like, finding new creators to this day that are considered OGs. And there were people on that tier list, dude, that was like, it's like blasphemy that I never really watched their channels. Like I haven't really watched as much Game Chasers as I would like to. Right. Mm-hmm. They've been around forever. Right. Everybody knows who the Game Chasers are. But like when I did my tier list, I'm like, guys, I can't rank the Game Chasers because I haven't watched them. They're like, you consume all this content, but you haven't watched the Game Chasers. I'm like, dude, like I guess at a point there is only so much I can watch. You know what I mean? Like, but
I run into that now because I booked the guests for the show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just amazed. I'm like, who's this person?
Yeah,
they have 100,000 subs and they've been around for 10 years. I've never heard of these people. Holy shit! And I sub and I know, but I always try to be fair and like I will watch people's content for like a month before I decide to whether or not I'm going to invite them on.
Well, yeah, dude,
invite people just because they have subs. I'm like, let's see if like I like what they say or I like what how they,
Well, dude, there are certain creators that are huge that I'm sure Reggie knows that like I've never even heard of, like, up until recently, like GameSack. I didn't know who they were.
Oh, I love GameSack. Joe's the man, dude. How could you
I
love that? He's like one of my favorite channels, dude.
Dude, and I just or Dreamcast guy. Like I had never, heard of them before until maybe around a year ago, less than a year ago, and I started watching their stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like, I would say like the creators I started with were like the entire Metal Jesus squad, and then Adam Koralik, Pat the NES Punk, and Happy Console Gamer. Like, and this is the crazy thing too, is like I watch him, but like I don't watch that much Angry Video Game Nerd. Like it's not anything against his channel. I think he's fantastic. It's just I always gravitated more towards Jason and Pat than I did Angry Video Game Nerd.
Maybe because it's like they're not in character or something like that.
Yeah. Well,
So-
yeah, well, Pat has his punk and Pat the NES punk videos where he does the character thing, but I watched Pat more for his podcast with Ian than anything, because I did like the stuff he talks about. You know what I mean? So I do enjoy like Pat's like when he does release a Pat the NES punk video, it's usually sarcasm, like poking the bear or something. You know what I mean at somebody. But I do like his podcast a lot, you know what I mean? And I've been watching that for, I don't know, 5-10 years, something like that, a long time. But yeah, dude, I watch a lot of you guys, dude. I've been watching you guys forever. So to get to meet you guys, to get to have conversations, to get advice too, like as a newer creator, because I've only been doing YouTube. This is my second year. You know, I was on Twitch before anything else, live streaming for like 4 or 5 years before I started the YouTube thing. And, I never thought in a million years, like a guy like Mort from Mort's Garage would call me and be like, hey, can I edit a video for you for free? I'm like, you're one of my favorite channels, dude. I would be honored if you would edit a video for me like that. And he's like, can I be in it too? And I'm like, dude, hell yeah. What do you mean, bro? Like, yes. Like when JRPG Life last time, they're like, hey, they need a guy for the PlayStation Collectors podcast. It's Reggie's on there. I'm like, I'm gonna be on a show with Radical Reggie. Are you messing with me?
I
right
remember
now?
that because I was at an event when you came on. I came, I think, a bit late. And
You did, yeah. You were in the hotel, yeah, or something, yeah. And dude, like when Marcus called me, bro, because Marcus has become like one of my best friends, and him and French, dude, like when he was like, hey, FaceTime me real quick. I got somebody to say hi to, and and you were at the convention with him or whatever, and he FaceTimed me and showed me you or whatever. Like,
That's
yeah,
right.
dude, like stuff like that. Like, okay. One of my favorite memories, bro, like that blew me away was like when I first got YouTube Partner, I did a celebration like live stream, and I was in there and I was playing Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. For whatever reason, that's the retro game I chose, and I was playing it, and I'm just going along, and there was a lot of people in chat, probably had 30-40 people in there, and one of my mods is like, hey, dude, you need to read chat. And I'm like reading, and I didn't see anything at first. He's like, no, dude, scroll up. And like this was, here comes the entire Pixel Game Squad. Here comes John Riggs. Like all these guys like came in to like congratulate me, to celebrate with me. Like stuff like that means a lot, dude. Like, and that's the thing. Like, and I want to say this, like, everybody just looks at like YouTubers as just like these personalities on camera, right? But like, and you get a lot of people that hate resellers, or they hate all these guys because they sell games, or they hate. But when you meet these people, when you meet these guys, you guys are just normal people like us, like normal everyday people. And sometimes people forget that, right? Because they see people on YouTube and they think that, oh, this guy's a jerk or this guy's an asshole or whatever. And then but when you meet them, it's like a totally different vibe. They're just normal everyday people. First time I ever met Adam Korlick and John Riggs, they were standing together at Sat Gamers Expo. I was so nervous to walk up and meet him. I thought I was meeting like Brad Pitt, dude. Walked up to him. I'm like super nervous. Been watching these guys forever. And Adam looks at me and he goes, dude, I'm just a normal guy. It's all right. And I'm like, and I just started laughing. I'm like, dude, you're right. Like, I don't know why I'm so nervous. And like, we walked around the convention together. He added me in his Discord. He's just a normal dude. And that's the thing I love about this community of gamers is like, whether you're a YouTuber or just a collector or just a fan of video games, like we're all in it for the same things. And that's why I love like getting to make the videos and getting to meet you guys and getting to meet like Joe, like you having me on your show, dude, like that's a big deal to me. Like that means a lot, because it's just getting to, dude, I could sit here and smoke a cigarette and drink a beer and talk all night, like talk your ear off about video games. Like that's my idea of a good time. Like just hanging out with your buddies, just shooting the shit, talking about video games. That's why I love this.
That's why this show exists. It's because, if you are super into this hobby, like, and all this stuff, and you don't like, I didn't have any outlet in my life to discuss this. Like, I don't have real life. Like, I have real life friends. I don't want to sound like I have no friends, but like they're not into physically collecting games the same way I are. They love video games. They're gamers like crazy.
Yeah.
But like, if I'm like, oh, look at this variant cover for my PlayStation VR game, they're like, I don't care, bro. I
Yeah.
don't give a shit, dude. Like, let's look. So like, I needed that outlet, and I needed a way to have these conversations because I wanted, same as you, I just want to talk about games. So that's why
Yes.
that's why this came to be. I it's just fun. I like talking about it.
100%, dude. When family and friends walk into my house, like my front door is right here. So this is the first room you see when you walk into my house. So like when people walk in, like family, friends for birthday parties or barbecues or whatever, and they see this room, they like, none of them like make fun of me for it, right? But they walk in and they're just kind of taken back by it, like in a good
like
in
a
a
time
good
capsule
way.
in a way.
Yeah, because like I also collect VHS tapes too. I have like 500 VHS movies as well.
Hell yeah.
Dude,
I'm gonna start a whole. I think I'm gonna start a podcast about freaking movies.
oh, dude,
I swear I could do a whole episode. I collect that just as much.
dude,
Okay.
yeah, I love collecting VHS. I have a Laserdisc player. I like, you walk into this room and I wanted it to feel like a Blockbuster or like a Game Crazy or a Hollywood Video, where like I have every console and movie player hooked up on switcher boxes in this room. I have multiple CRTs and 4K TVs, and I want people to walk into this game room and I want them to be able to go over to any shelf in here and grab any game off the shelf and put it in and play it at any given time. And like, so many people, like my wife's family, would come over and they would just like walk around the room like it's a museum, and they're like, oh my god, I remember this movie, or oh my god, I remember this game. Like, and I think games are meant to be played. So if someone came over and said, hey, can I play your $700 copy of Rule of Rose? Hell yeah, absolutely. Let's bust it out. Let's do it right now. And they're like, really? I'm like, dude, when I bought Kuon, you know how many people left in the comments? They're like, you're not even going to play that $1,000 game. Guess what? I played it that night and I filmed a short, and I was like, me playing Kuon, and just bought $1,000 PS2 game. That's the thing, is like, I have nothing against people that buy sealed stuff, but like, I want people to come into this game room like their family, and I want you to be able to grab anything you want and we sit down and play it. If it's an important game to you, if it's a memory, if it's a movie that you loved, and then let's do it. And that's how I kind of have just always been. That was my vision for this game room when I did it. I've only had this game room for, I don't know, maybe 2 years now, since my son was born. Like my office / game room was my son's bedroom. And then my wife got pregnant and she was like, well, he needs a bedroom. And I'm like, does he though? Does he? And she's like, yeah, he can't share a room with his sister. He needs his own room. And I was like, well, where's all my stuff going to go? And she's like, the garage. And I'm like, no, it's an unfinished garage, and it's 110 out here during the summer, and it's 30 during the winter. I'm not sticking this stuff in the garage. She's like, well, you can have the formal room. So that's what this is. It's the biggest room in the house, but I built it around a way for me and my friends and family to come together. Like me and my kids. My daughter is 4. You saw her. My son is going to be 2 in March. My daughter will walk up to my VHS movies and look at all the VHS tapes that we grew up with when we were kids, right? Like movies that like aren't Disney. Like she'll go up and she'll grab like Troll in Central Park, or Swan Princess, or All Dogs Go to Heaven, or The Land Before Time, The Secret of Nim. And she at 4 years old, dude, she will grab the VHS tape off like we did. And when we didn't have the internet, like when we were little, and we would read the box and we would look at the pictures, and it gave you this like, oh, this looks good. Whether it was or not, you didn't know till you watched it, right? And my daughter will walk over at 4 years old and she will pop that VHS tape in, and she knows how to like play the movies and rewind them and stuff like when we were kids. And it's a trip. And that's why I do this. And that's why like getting to be with you guys and to hang out with you guys, like it's dope, dude. Like it means a lot, because like you said, Joe, like I didn't have that outlet for a long time, bro. Like yeah, my friends all gamed, but it was like Madden and 2K and Call of Duty, bro. Like it's like, well, like
they're into it, but they're not into the
collecting thing.
and
yeah. Or if I was like, I'm really into RPGs and fantasy games, and if I'm like, oh, dude, did you see the new, whatever's coming out? And they're like, bro, I'm playing Black Ops 2. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
yeah, that's the majority of my friends. Let's play zombies.
Yeah, and it's just like, so getting to have this outlet and meeting so many cool people, dude. Like, that's why I do it. I I never started doing this because I thought I was going to be like the next Ninja or like the next like Scott the Woz, like, and make all kinds of money and quit my construction gig. You know what I mean? Like, I did this because like it's fun, dude. Like, how can you not have fun hanging out with people just talking about video games and playing video games? You know what I mean? Like, that's what it's all about to me. And
Speaking of talking about
great.
video games, we reviewed one thing at the State of Play. Do you mind if I?
Oh yeah,
get on
yeah.
a
Let's
few
keep
more
going.
things? 'Cause
Yeah,
otherwise
absolutely.
This will be the worst State of Play review ever released on the internet.
100%.
I just want to hit on a couple games that we'll go on to pickups because we're out of time.
Okay, what games are we on?
All right, so there's I'm not going to go over everything. Shinobi looks dope. Agreed?
Oh, agreed.
Shinobi?
Yeah.
Shinobi.
All right.
Let's take a look at it real fast. I think that
Take a look at it real fast.
I think. Let me see here. Get another look.
Art style is questionable, but that's how I feel about every new thing that comes out.
It kind of has that Okami look to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like the art style, like kind of like storybook, kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, but like Okami.
It reminds me of Hades.
And
Yeah. Oh yeah. It does.
Same people who did Streets of Rage 4 did the art for this game, so it's kind of the same, the way it looks.
I like it though because at least it looks fluid. Like sometimes, like there's like this weird new trend where like they'll use like that art style, but it's very choppy and it's like blocky when they move. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It doesn't look fluid. This at least does. Like when he's doing his running animation and stuff, it looks pretty cool.
Is this considered a Metroidvania or just
no? It's not a
beat 'em up?
Metroidvania.
Straightforward.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Nope,
Yeah.
it's going to be just a 2D action adventure game like an old school Shinobi game.
As long as it's not like Shinobi on PS2, man. I hated that game.
I was gonna say the only Shinobi I've actually ever played is the one on PS2, so I've never played like the original one.
Oh, you got to play the Genesis ones at least. I mean, the original is fantastic. I think the arcade game, Shinobi 1, is a great game. But yeah, the ones on the Genesis are really good.
What would you say is the best Shinobi game? Like if I was gonna play
here we go.
Me and my buddy Joel from GameStat.
Joel is not
Shinobi 3 is the best one.
That is not what Joel says. Like you always make that joke, and I'm like, I don't think anybody knows Joel. The only one who gets it is Joel. He's like, God damn it, it's 2 Revenge of Shinobi.
A lot of the old school ones that are probably the best in the series. So you're looking at the 16-bit is probably the best for those games. I mean, it did reach, on the PA. It got a PS2 release and a side game on PS2 called Kuan or something like that, or it wasn't called Kuan. It was called something else. I'm sorry, I'm getting it mixed up with that survival horror game. It was called something I can't remember, where you played as a female ninja, but that was another Shinobi game. And I think that's all they kind of done.
Nightshade or whatever.
Nightshade, thank you. Yes, Nightshade that was a fun one.
There's a PS2 game called Nightshade that's like a samurai type game.
That's a spinoff of Shinobi. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have that one too. That one's a pricey one too. That's like a $60-$70 game.
Wow, these games are like,
dude, they're skyrocketing, Reggie. I'm telling you, dude. Like a lot of these PS2 games are going up, man.
Yeah. What else did you want to go over, Joe?
I wanted to go over my personal most exciting announcement. I thought, which maybe because I'm a loser, but I really am excited about the new Sonic Racing.
Dude, yes.
Fantastic.
Transform was the best kart racing game in my opinion, and now this looks like a true sequel to that game. Like, dude,
that's what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be Transform 2 because I saw them like riding jet skis and snowboards and shit like that. So I thought that's what it was going to be, but no. But I'm really looking forward to this. I think it looks really good.
Yeah, dude, and I think it's right around the corner too for release, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think which one I have. I have the Sonic All-Star Racing for 360.
So there's two of them on there, the All-Stars, and then they did All-Stars Transformed, which is like, oh my god, that game is so good.
Yeah.
And still online too for people who still want to play online. If you got the Vita copy or the PS3 copy, you can still play online as far as I know.
I think it's All-Star Racing Transformed is the best non-Mario Kart.
Kart racing game, or non-Mario,
touches it. So good.
100% because the tracks actually transform while you're racing on them. Like it's not the tracks the same. So it's very entertaining, dude. Like a bridge will break apart or something like that, or you'll fall into the water and you'll be like racing in the sea. It's so good, man. And
Are these?
Oh, go ahead.
Would you say these games are as good as Mario Kart, or just not quite
100%,
there?
100%,
Yeah.
even better in my opinion. I'll even go that far.
Because I thought Diddy Kong Racing was better than Mario Kart 64, but you know,
Dude, that's a yeah, that's a good comparison.
That's a fair thing. A lot of people like Diddy Kong better.
Yeah, Diddy Kong was fun.
I think it offered more.
I think that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is ridiculously good. I
100%.
Just the amount of content and value you get out of that game is insane. It's got like 64 tracks or something. It's insane. So I personally do feel like that's the GOAT. But this games are absolutely insane.
This is a day one for me. And
me
it's
too.
out February 21st, so closed network test. So 21st, so we'll get to try it out in a little bit. What else you got, Joe?
The only other thing, I mean, there's all this stuff we could talk about, but the only other two games that I thought really looked good is I thought Tides of Annihilation looked really cool.
Is that the one with the girl?
Yeah, that's the one with the chick. It's based on Arthurian legends, and it takes place in like an alternate England, and you play the role of Gwendolyn. And
that one looked good.
That one looked good. I think the art style looks good. I thought the setting looks cool.
Yeah, that definitely looks pretty badass, dude. All right.
Gave me cool vibes. And then obviously the thing that I'm most excited about, if you don't know me, is I always rave about Returnal and how much I love Returnal and how Returnal was the reason I got a PS5. Anytime anyone's like, the people like, what game? Give me a reason to get a PS5. I'm like, Returnal. That's the reason. Go get it. So that company Housemarque, they announced their new game. It's called Saros, Saros. And I mean, the trailer shows you nothing. It's just like a dude lying on a beach with a big scary monster staring at him. So it doesn't really tell me much about what the game's going to be. But, if it's Housemarque and it's in a similar vein, I have a feeling it's going to be incredible. So I was very excited about that announcement as well.
Yeah, I like companies that show gameplay in their trailers. And then this one, too, because I saw this one as well. They show some gameplay in it, too, mixed with CG. Like, I think that's gameplay right there.
This game looks dope, dude.
But it looks
look at that green.
It looks cool.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Like, look at that, dude. That gives me like Ico vibes right there. Or Last Guardian, like you're climbing in. Like that's just, dude. This looks good. So hopefully this game. I don't know. Hopefully it comes around pretty soon. I would say.
No, it looks dope.
Next year, because if it's talking about next year, it'll turn people
It'll
off.
Probably be a while, but
see that
it looks like it's pretty complete though.
The combat's kind of giving me like, I don't know, like
Devil May Cry,
or like what's the other one, like Stellar Blade, kind of.
Oh, okay.
I feel you're going to see a lot of games that. So that's how the video game industry. If anything is successful, you're going to see 35 clone versions of that game.
Same thing with like Dark Souls, right? All the Souls-like games that are coming out nowadays. Yeah. So
now that Stellar Blade has, not that that's like a new thing or whatever, but the success of Stellar Blade, I think you'll see a lot of hot female protagonist games coming out in the next couple of years.
Nothing wrong with that. I actually just bought a copy of Stellar Blade because I haven't played it, but it just gave me like hack and slash, like Devil May Cry vibes for sure.
Yep. And there's new DLC announced for that game too.
Now
there was more announcements for sure in the state of play, but like those are the ones that I think were that was the ones that excited me the most.
I agree. This looks good, man. Like I'm pumped up.
I honestly, dude, just based on the ones we looked at, like overall, like I don't know what people were unhappy about. It looked like a pretty solid presentation. I don't know what people were expecting, right? Like
there were a lot of games they showed that were already showed at other things, so I think that might be.
Yeah, they want to see some exclusive stuff that's not been shown anywhere, or just like. Or hasn't been leaked at all, So if they showed Resident Evil 9 or something like that, then the state of play would have been phenomenal. They had something like that on there.
I need them to, because they made the TV show. I'm really shocked that they might be working on something. I heard it was canceled though, but I'd love to see a new Twisted Metal from Sony.
Yeah, I thought that's what I would think. Like the season 2 is not out yet, but I would think they probably working on a game or something like that, right? Twisted Metal PS3 did pretty good. Even though it was violent, it was most violent in the series. It was definitely dark.
Yeah,
Man,
they had one in the works, and then supposedly it got canceled recently.
Yeah, they had a live service one coming out.
Which is crazy. Like, I just don't understand why you can't just give me a traditional Twisted Metal game where like maybe I can make my own car and like just with today's graphics and today's engine, like it would sell.
Sony messed up with the whole Concord thing with the money they invested in that, and that ruined it for a lot of other games they could have like put that money into and put it to better use.
Yeah,
So,
another generic hero shooter. Yeah,
By doing that, think. And now everyone's mad every time they hear about the game they wanted didn't come out. You know what I mean? Like Days Gone Remastered comes out, and everyone's just mad because there's not a Days Gone 2. And they all go, "You made Concord, but not Days Gone 2. You didn't make Twisted Metal, but you made Concord. You didn't make a new Infamous, but you made Concord." You know what I mean? Like by them doing that, it makes them look so dumb. Like they look so incompetent. I'm not trying to be mean. You guys spent $400 million on a steaming turd, and you don't put out stuff that will like as a much higher chance of success. Like it's crazy to me. Why?
Yeah, like I definitely think they could put out a Twisted Metal game for under the $200 million that they spent on Concord and definitely make some money on it. Like I just feel like everybody's grasping at this like live service thing or this like chasing that like high of like Fortnite, right? Or Overwatch or all these games that have already done it. And it's like
Sony should close the California studio, fire everyone, and move the company back to Japan. Period. Just get out of the West. Stop hiring these people. Just leave. I won't be offended. We'll all the Americans who buy your game will be thrilled. Just get out of California. You're not going to be able to find sane, competent human beings in that state. Sorry.
Dude, it's just
a requirement of mental illness is a requirement to like survive or thrive in that state.
It drives me nuts, dude. All these AAA studios nowadays are ruining these so many franchises that we grew up loving. Like, look at Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Like, Dragon Age is one of my favorite franchises of all time, dude. Inquisition was pretty awesome, right? I thought Inquisition was better than 2, but nothing is better than the first one. But dude, Veilguard, I bought the collector's edition. I still try to put it in and try to chug through it because like I just want to like it because of the IP. It's not BioWare anymore, dude. Like it's just not, and they just
the same people, you can tell.
Dude, Diablo 4 wasn't that good. What other fantasy games weren't that good? Like, Dragon's Dogma 2 is good, but it didn't blow me away. I've waited over a decade for the sequel to one of my favorite franchises from Capcom, and it just didn't blow me away. It was like it's more of the same. It wasn't bad, but dude, I've lost all like hope with my fantasy games. Now look at Starfield. Starfield was lackluster. You got games like No Man's Sky and Cyberpunk 2077, and you give us Starfield? Like, really? Like, I wanted Fallout in space, and that's not what we got. So I don't know, man. I feel like in today's day and age, like a lot of these AAA developers that are doing these hundreds of millions of dollars, like big budget titles, have just been not that great. Like, yeah, you've had some good ones, but a lot of times, dude, they've just been trash, man. Like, just bad. I am looking forward to Avowed, though. Are you guys going to play that one from Obsidian? It comes out like on Tuesday. So it's basically a Skyrim clone. It's made by Obsidian, the same people who made Fallout New Vegas, and Outer Worlds. So yeah, look up Avowed if you haven't like really checked out anything on it. But,
yeah, definitely check that one out. There's one more game I want to actually mention that was in state of play. It's called Directive 8020. Have you guys heard of that one?
Oh, okay. That's the new
Dark Anthology Season 2.
Yeah. That's like the Until Dawn people.
So they showed that one. I thought that one was cool, but when I was watching it, I mean, graphically it looks superior than the other games, the animations. But I don't really even care about all that stuff in this game, in these type of games, because they're more like picking their decision making pretty much. There's not really combat going on, maybe besides some quick time events. But I think this game should have already came out by now, even though it does look impressive.
Is this the same people who did like the Man of Medan and stuff like that?
Yep, exact same people.
I had just picked up a couple of those on the PS4 because I thought me, my wife, and our friends would have fun playing through those.
Yeah, because you actually could play them online.
Yeah, and you could play couch co-op with them too.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Everybody had their assigned character that they
Yeah.
had to try to keep alive.
Yeah.
But this one was cool to see at the show, but it's coming out 2 years later after their last game. So it's like it's kind of annoying for me. Like they were doing it like yearly, and now we have to wait 2 years for this one. It's like, dude, like come on. Like these games are like good. They have replay value because there's so many different endings and stuff going on, but I just don't think we should have to wait 2 years for it.
You know what sucks is the guy, what's his name? The curator? I don't remember. You know that guy?
He passed away.
Yeah, he died. The guy they had making them.
I don't even know if he got to film this game yet. They
don't show him in any of the ads, so I don't know.
Yeah, he's probably not. Yeah, it's like, man, wow. But yeah,
I'm looking forward to this. I like these games. I'm a fan. I know that these are not everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah,
some of them are stinkers compared to. They're not all as good, but I do like those games, so I'm looking forward to it. Exactly. I'm still waiting for the Until Dawn remake to drop to like $5 to try that one out.
Dude, I hear that the PS4 version is better than the PS5 one.
I've heard it looks better in some spots, which blows me away.
They didn't even need to remake it, but they're doing a sequel, I think, so that's why they did it. Allegedly.
The movie too. They have a movie coming out. So
the movie looks good, actually. I saw the movie.
Yeah,
like, wow,
movie
this looks
cool.
It's really good.
But Until Dawn on the PS4 is like one of the best looking games on the entire system. It's like
that was my first PS4 game.
Like to remaster that and on PS5, I thought was like absurd. Like, but that's just me. Like, I just it was unnecessary. People say like The Last of Us 2 was remastered was the silliest remaster. I'm like, nah, I think it's Until Dawn. I just don't think that was necessary, and I think they're absolutely out of their mind if they think people were going to pay $70 to play it again when you could buy the PS4 copy for like $9.99. Like it's like you're crazy. I don't know. It's crazy. Do you guys want to do some pickups? Well,
yeah, I'm ready anytime you guys are. If you guys have any.
You want to go first or?
Yeah, you guys go first. I'll grab mine.
Okay. Since I'm already on camera here.
Yeah, you're already in the big screen. Might as well. This is what everybody came to see anyway, Reggie.
I think I might have showed this one last time, but I do want to just show it again just in case. I got Azure Striker Gunvolt 3 limited run. I finally got my copy. Came early actually, but this is like a action hack and slash platform game, very similar to the Mega Man Z series or even any of the Mega Man games. But this is one of the better Gunvolt games out there because you got a new character who has a sword and she can kind of teleport and attack enemies all over the screen. So it's a lot of crazy action going on. And the boss battles are insanely fun as well. Like they're always very creative with the boss battles in this game. I love that. But Azure Striker Gunvolt 3. Joe, did you pick up a copy?
Oh yeah, I already had the Japanese PS4 version.
I had that one too. What it has to,
And so I ordered. You told me that I wasn't even going to order the limited run one, but you said that the DLC was embedded on the disc, so I ended up ordering the PS5 copy. So I have it on PS5 with the DLC on the disc, and then Perfect, I have that PS4 version. Yeah.
Perfect. I mean because the other version, the DLC was free, but still, if I can get it on disc,
same here. I would rather have it on the disc. So and I like the game. I'll double dip in the game if I like the game.
If you like it, oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And if I want to support the developers, I'm down with that. This is why I hate companies that just abandon the fit. They're just so willing to abandon our physical customers. I'm like, we're some of your most loyal customers, dude. We buy your games like 2 or 3 times if we like you, and you're just gonna like not release physical games anymore. All right.
So this is I love this boss right here, and I had to do that cool finishing move on her. Got her out of the picture. But Azure Striker Gunvolt, PS4, PS5. If you didn't get a copy from Limited Run, you might be able to get a copy from VGP because they like doing.
Give it a month.
Give it a month or whatever like that, and you'll probably have a copy from there. Moving right along, if you're a fan of old school beat 'em ups, then you can pick up Double Dragon Collection. I got this off Amazon, and this is a collection of every game besides the freaking the arcade ports. I really wanted the arcade ports to be on here, but we got Double Dragon 1, NES. Double Dragon 2, which is considered the best game, or one of the best games in the series. And then we got Double Dragon 3, which is like meh. Then you got Return of Double Dragon, or no, Double Dragon 4. Excuse me, I forgot about that. They brought that out. It's pretty retro. and Super Double Dragon, which I liked, it just was lacking story, and Double Dragon Advance, which is considered the best one in the series because it kind of mixes part 1 and 2 together with the best things about those games. So definitely something people might want to pick up. Next thing here, we got a game I just got, haven't played it yet. It's called After Dream. So this is like a horror game where this journalist, I guess she's some kind of journalist, and she's having these weird dreams, and the dreams are kind of like manifesting into reality, and she can't really tell what's a dream, what's going on. It's hard to explain. I haven't really played it yet. I was just kind of going off with what people were saying about it, but it looks pretty cool. You know, I like psychological horror games, side scrolling, so not too confusing. Another game by Super Rare. Super Rare is pretty good at picking out certain games that deserve physical, so they picked this one out. And I love the cover of the game, how it looks. So, you know, it's got her with the camera on it and everything. But definitely something I'm looking forward to playing here pretty soon when I get a chance. Because right now I'm backed up on games, which is, I guess, a great problem. But still, I got some catching up to do. But games like this, I think, aren't really that long, so they're easy to kind of like pick up and play. Because it's probably like maybe like a 4 or 5 hour game at the most, I'm assuming. It's got its puzzles to slow you down, but once you figure things out, it's probably pretty simple. All right, so moving right along here, I finally finished my NBA Ballers collection. I'm sorry the screen is so.
Oh, I saw this on
Dude, those are so good.
I know, man. NBA, the PSP one was the last one I needed, and Jason hooked me up with that one. But NBA Ballers, if you want something that's kind of close to the NBA Jam in a way, this is probably the closest game to that. I'm not saying it's on the level of NBA Jam or NBA Jam's on its level, but it tried some cool stuff, you know, so I liked it. But
Get the arcade approach for sure. That
Midway always was great at arcade approach. That's why I miss Midway, man. They were awesome. But there we go. And then
everybody will want these games now that you said you completed this set.
I know, right? Everybody will want them now. And
Oh,
you gotta get the Xbox versions too.
They're so fun.
Then we have, if you like a little old school point and click horror, you have Clock Tower Rewind.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I got these from VGP as they got some limited run stock. And this Rewind, they added an animated intro to it. I'm not sure there's full voice acting in it. I think there's just voice acting in the intro that they showed it and everything. But it's a horror game where you got to escape Scissor Man. And yeah, you're in this mansion that's insane. And there's multiple endings. They added some extras to this, like the movable comic book. I guess we got reviews I can look at on here too. So interviews. So happy about that. But this game is insane, man. Like, it was one of the last Super Nintendo games. Well, not last, but like it should have came out to America, but it was one of the first games I remember getting translated by fans and getting repro carts in America. Definitely a solid game. It needs a 3D remake, I think, because Clock Tower it's really eerie. It's one of those games too, like Resident Evil 2 remake, where if you're standing around, the stalker is actually actively looking for you. Like even in Hunting Ground has timed events where your stalkers are like come at you, but they're also actively looking for you in certain sections, so you can't just stand around or they'll come and find you. Clock Tower was known for that, you know what I mean? So you're trying to figure out a puzzle, you're taking too long, guess what? You're gonna hear those scissors clapping, and you better hide. If you can't hide, you better be ready to fight. So definitely a game I'm happy to have again. Hopefully this will bring a resurgence for the series, because it's never really been that popular, but it's been popular to me. So yeah, Clock Tower.
Is Clock Tower 3 for PS2 the last one in the franchise?
Yes, officially story-wise, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that one stayed pretty cheap for a while. I remember back in 2018, it was going around $30-$40.
It's $100. It's $100 now.
Jesus Christ.
For the PS2. All survival horror games are $100 or more.
For a survival horror game on PS2, that's cheap.
Yeah, but survival horror games, like they just don't make them like they did when they were on PS1 and PS2. That's why those games are so good, man. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, survival horror is great. But next game here, we have SVC Chaos for the Switch. Didn't get my PS4 copy yet, but if you like fighting games, if you're a fan of the Capcom versus SNK, this is actually the third game, or you can say the first game made by SNK themselves with Capcom characters. I'm not gonna lie, it has great characters in it, but it needed a bit more polish to be on a level of Capcom versus SNK games. But it was all right. It just could have been better. But I'm happy to have a copy of it.
Gorgeous, bro. I love how the Street Fighter characters look.
Yeah, and this one, yeah, they look good.
They look so good.
They really do, man. But I'm happy to have this. I just need my PS4 version because my Switch version is for portable use only.
Was that the demon from Demon Crest? Did I just see?
Yeah, that Firebrand. Yeah, Firebrand is in this game.
I get PTSD
crazy, right?
anytime I see that demon.
he moves so weird in those games. He was like, dude, how can't even hit him, and he just moves at certain angles. Like, what the hell is this dude doing? But yeah, he's freaking annoying, man. But yeah, Capcom. I mean, SNK Chaos, another game that people should probably keep on their list. And I think this is the last one here. Oh yeah, this is Flynn, Son of Crimson. I played this earlier last year on the PS4. Jason and I traded for the Switch copy, which is what you guys are seeing here. But I love sprite-based games, and this one was fun. I like collecting the gems, so that had me hooked. So I think this is one I'm going to really like. I just got to play it finally and get far in it. But yeah, Crimson, Flynn, Son of Crimson. Yeah, I'm getting sleepy here. Son of Crimson on Switch and PS4. And that's what I got.
Nice, dude.
Sweet. I mean, if I go next, I only have a couple things. I don't know.
Yeah, you're good, dude.
No. So I also got After Dream. So we'll just get that one out of the way. Let's pick that one up as well from Super Rare. That was the one that Reggie just showed. It's like the 2D horror game.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm all about that. And Super Rare has like a good track record of picking like weird indie horror games and releasing them. And like the only physical releases they get are through Super Rare. They don't get PlayStation releases. They don't get like this will be it. Like you won't find this anywhere else. I'm guessing.
Right.
So, very cool. And then the track record of horror games from Super Rare that get released becoming insanely expensive, insanely quick, also very good. So I always try to get these. Dude, I try, anytime I see those little indie horror games coming out from Super, I try to order them immediately because they always sell out and then they end up being stupid expensive. And then I don't want to, you said it's like a 4 or 5 hour game probably.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm thinking.
I'm thrilled to own this in my collection. But once it's like $200, I'm like, I ain't paying $200 for a 4 hour game.
Yeah.
Get out of here with that. So I also picked up these went on sale on VGP. It was the Slitterhead Day 1 edition. So this game looks freaking rad. I actually have, I think I have footage for it. Where we go? Yeah. So let me do that again because it's not sharing it right. It's annoying.
Slitterhead.
Yeah, is it sharing it right now? Yeah, there we go. So this, Reggie, you might like this. This is that game, Haunting Spirit, where you're a ghost or whatever, and you take over your enemies.
Yeah.
That's kind of what this is. Like
Avenging Spirit in 3D, pretty much.
Avenging Spirit, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, that's basically the premise. Is you're like a spirit, and you take over people, and see how you and like you control them, and then you have to fight all these weird ass creepy monsters, and like bug things pop out of everybody's heads and shit. It's not like a horror survival game. It's more like an action game. But it's definitely got horror vibes and that creepy art design and everything like that. I think it looks super cool. And I was just going to get the regular version. But like I said, this really nice Day 1 edition went on sale for VGP. It was like $40 or something. So I was like, hell yeah,
nice.
I'll just
Even
grab
better.
it. It was like 45 or something. I don't remember. It was pretty cheap. I thought it was the regular game when I ordered it. And then I noticed after the fact that it was like the Day 1 edition. I was like, oh shit, yeah, pretty cool. And it comes with a 104-page full color art book and soundtrack CD and sticker sheet. That's what's in this.
Hell yeah, nice, dude.
But yeah, the game looks cool. I feel like it'll be a I don't know. I hate to say hidden gem in the future, but I don't see a lot of people talking about it. I think it kind of went under the radar.
That's how it always goes with horror games, unless it's like Silent Hill or Resident Evil.
Yeah.
So I feel like it'll be something that down the road people will be looking for it. Speculating. I have no proof of that, but that's how I feel. And then to get free shipping, because this was too cheap to get free shipping, I ordered this game. That game was called Pressure Overdrive. This is from Strictly Limited Games. So, I said I like to buy like all shmups.
Yeah.
It's one of those games that like it could be considered a shmup, sort of, kind of one of those deals, like walks the line. But I picked it up because it was cheap and it looks fun. So this is what it looks like. It's like you're a car and you're running up the road here and you're blowing up shit and there's bullets shooting at you. So, I mean, it's kind of like a shmup, but it's, it's also not, so I don't know. It's one of those ones that walks the line.
Right.
But, yeah, I grabbed it. It was super cheap. And it was from, it's one of their numbered releases too. So
nice.
Pressure Overdrive. Yeah, I was one of those ones. I'm like, I'm surprised I don't own this already. Don't know why I missed it. But yeah, look at it. It looks fun. This type of shit is right up my alley. I'm a sucker for like games that are just like, all right, here you go. You're a little ship. You shoot bullets, go blow everything up. Like that's just like that formula never fails for me. Just never fails for me. Since I was a little kid, to the day I die, I'm going to be like, yep, let me shoot bullets. Let me dodge bullets. I'm down.
Yeah.
So that was Pressure Overdrive. And then I also got, you guys have all heard of this game. I picked up Ease finally, Memoir, Oath of Organa.
Yep.
Now I'm going to be honest with you. I fucking hate these stupid boxes.
Really?
I can't stand these stupid freaking these fucking weird ass. How the hell do I store these? Display?
Oh my god, you got Ease.
Yeah, man.
Ghana.
So I literally was going to go out of my way to order the PAL copy just to get like a game. I didn't want this stupid box, but this was cheaper than getting the PAL copy, so I just couldn't. That would just be illogical, so I ended up ordering this. So I'll do what I do with all of these. I'm going to take the game out of it, and I'm going to take this box, I'm going to stick it in a box, and it's going to go in my closet. Because how do you display these stupid boxes? I hate them. Why you got to be different? Why you got to be special? Why you got to mess with my OCD? I don't have a shelf for these. I don't have a weight. What am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, unless it's front facing, it's kind of. I noticed they started doing that a lot with some Switch games too, putting them in the bigger cardboard boxes, like Trinity Trigger or what's the other one I got sitting over there?
Silent Hope.
Silent Hope. Yeah, I got both of those big box. And I think they're neat if you can front face them, but then they take up your whole shelf, like
Correct.
with like 2 or 3 of them, right?
They're most normal people would enjoy this. I just I don't have space. And I like uniformity. Like if you look, see, I'm very OCD. Everything's the same height. Everything is the same relative size. Everything is the same. You know what I mean? Like I like some uniformity in my collection. So I really can't stand when developers are like, let's just put it in a weird fucking box or whatever. Same thing with this. This, to be honest with you, I won't display this. I'm gonna take the game out and put this box away, and I'll just store the box. And I just like the games. I'm not into collector's editions and all that stuff, and I'm not. So
Time for those are just kind of like past because they don't even make them good like they used to.
It's a personal preference. Some people love the collector's editions. They love it, and nothing wrong with that.
Those end up being the people that wait like a year later to get stuff too, though. Sometimes when it comes to those collector's editions, depending on where you get it from, it's like
get them on clearance.
Yeah.
Get a $200 edition for $30 from GameStop. And then the last thing I bought is a movie. I bought
Bride of Chucky.
I bought the Venture Brothers, Radiant Blood and Baboon Hearts. This is the movie they released to kind of wrap up the end of the series. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen Venture Brothers, but it's literally like the greatest. You guys have never seen this? Neither of you? Oh my God. It is. It's my favorite cartoon series ever made, hands down. Like for animated, it's the best, and I think it's one of the best written shows I've ever seen in my life, because it's a comedy. Like it's just a funny show. It's not meant to be serious or anything, but like they'll mention stuff in season 1 and season 2 that comes up again at the end of the show. Like it's insane how deep the lore goes and how consistent it is, and how I can't do justice of how good this is. So if you've never seen the Venture Brothers, I highly recommend it. Kind of what it is, it's like a spoof of like Johnny Quest. If you remember like Johnny Quest, or like those like old like Hardy Boys types things, those like old like 50s, 60s adventure stories where they were like, a couple of young boys have to solve a mystery, that type of crap. But from like a very adult, edgy perspective. And it has Brock Simpson in it, who's the greatest character ever made. He's just like this giant jacked bodyguard who's like, chews up glass, spits out bullets. He's just a freaking badass in every boss. It's so good. I cannot sing the praises enough for the Venture Brothers. If you've never seen it, I highly, highly recommend it. Now, here's the problem. Remember I said, like, it's very consistent. Things that happen in season 1 matter in season 7 and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Season 1 is a little rough. It's a little hard to get through. Like, the animation's not that amazing. The characters aren't like fully developed. Like, where I feel like they found their stride. You know what I'm saying? You know how some shows, like, the characters don't really become themselves until season 2 or season 3.
Right.
Season 1 or season 2, they were a little awkward, but then they kind of like the actor got used to the role and it got really good as it went on through. So it's like I have a hard time with Venture Brothers because I tell people you have to start from the beginning, and they can't make it all the way through season 1 because it's not that amazing. But if you stick it out, season 2, season 3, banger, 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 like it gets better and better and better.
Kind of like
goes on.
Kind of like One Piece. Like,
Sure.
Have you ever watched One Piece or the anime?
Yep.
So, yeah, my brother has watched all, like, I don't know, 12 or 1400 episodes, however many there are, and he keeps trying to get me to watch it. And he's like, dude, the beginning of One Piece, the animation and stuff, it's a little rough.
Yeah, like 20 years ago it came out. It's been going on for a long.
Yeah. And he was like, but if you can get to like episode like 300 or 400, I'm like, you're telling me I got to watch like 300 or 400 episodes? You're tripping, bro. Like
it gets real good at about the 36,000th hour mark. Like,
it's like people that were like, yeah, you're about 50, 60 hours in, Starfield gets good. I'm like, I'm not playing it for 50, 60 hours for it to get good, dude.
No, it's got to be good from the beginning.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's if I just, if you can make it, and it's not like the season 1's unwatchable. It's like terrible or anything. It's not like the worst thing you've ever seen. But if you're like this, why does he say this is so good? This isn't that great. It gets a lot better. The quality goes up and up and up as it goes on. So yeah, Venture Brothers, one of my favorite shows ever. Highly recommend it. And that's all my pickups.
Nice, dude. All right, so I got some Switch and some PS2. So I picked this up. I ordered this from Amazon. Like, it was weird. I ordered it around like early December, around Christmas time, because it was so cheap, and it literally just showed up. Kingdom Come Deliverance Royal Edition
First
on Switch. Yeah, it was like on sale for like $10. For like,
I feel like that's gonna, now that the new game's popular, it might go up in value a little bit.
Yeah. And then I told you guys I went to that Game Swap event the other day. My wife has been getting back into playing her Switch. She loves games like Animal Crossing and The Sims and stuff. So these were recommended to me, and a vendor was selling all 3 of them at the swap. So I traded for these for her. But Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town. Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town, and Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life. So that's all 3 for the Switch. I picked them all up in a trade for my wife because right now my wife is playing Dragon Quest Builders 2 for the first time because I suggested
that game's so good, dude.
She loves it. I said, look, it is literally Minecraft, Animal Crossing, and Zelda all mixed in together. And she's like, oh, I'm in. So she's been hooked on that game. So she's gonna play that.
Hours of content. It is long, dude.
She's excited for that. She's been playing that. She's going to play these Story of Season games, and then I bought her the Rune Factory games for the Switch as well.
Nice.
And then I did pick up a new Switch game that just released recently. Speaking of cardboard boxes, we got Farmagia or Farmagia.
Yeah, marvelous. Why you gotta be so weird, dude?
So this one's not so bad though, because like you could have it on its side, and it's like I don't know.
Yeah, that's still displayable.
It's
You can
still
still stick that on.
displayable. But yeah, it comes with a bunch of stuff, dude. It came with a map, soundtrack, some pins, I think, and the game. So, and it was the same price as a regular Switch game. It wasn't more.
Yep.
So, which was actually pretty cool. So, I do like picking up stuff like that. I don't like the game, which is unfortunate. It's not very good in my opinion. It's an RPG, but you like control a bunch of like monsters. Like, but I'm just. I'll try it again and
grow.
Yeah, I kept saying that at GameStop, but I just like I thought it was like a Harvest Moon type game, so I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, you like grow the monsters in like a farm, and then you have like it's not just like Pokemon where it's like your one monster fights against another one. It's like you have like an army of like 30 wolves, and you sick all 30 wolves on them, and then you make those 30 wolves do special attacks on this it's like I don't know, it's kind of weird. It looked unique when I saw it announced at like I think it was like a Nintendo Direct last year.
Mhm.
And so when I saw it release like last month or so, I was like, oh, I got to pick this up. And I played maybe an hour or two of it. And I was like, I don't know, man. It's not great. So
There's
now
so many games out there like that these days that like I'm really picky about which of those I play.
yeah. Which is unfortunate because it did look good at the Nintendo Direct, but it's not really delivering up for me. And then these are my most recent like PS2 pickups, so I'll go through these quick because there's a few. So we got Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories, which is like a $60-$70 game, which is
Yeah,
kind
it went
of
up
crazy.
since the announcement of Part 6.
Yep. Then we got Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence.
Nice. Yep. That should be online.
Then we got okay, really quickly. I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time, but
No, you're good.
You good? Man?
what is the difference between because I've never played the games except for the first one. What is the difference between Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence and Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater? Like
So
they're both 3.
Subsistence comes with extras like you get to play the original Metal Gear 1 and 2 on there. It also has it used to have an online mode, which was great. It has a theater mode where you could like watch cutscenes or watch mixed up cutscenes where the characters are swapped and they have different outcomes, which is pretty hilarious. But it's a bunch of more extras from Snake Eater. Snake Eater is bare bones. Like you play the game story mode to the end, and it has one extra. I think it was just Ape Escape, where you play a snake trying to capture the monkeys, or the monkeys trying to capture the snake. I forgot what it was, but it comes with a mini game like that on both versions. But Substance is what you want to have. That has all the extras that Snake Eater did not. So
Oh, well, that's cool. Well, what's funny is I picked up Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories and Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence at GameStop recently. So
there's a Subsistence for Metal Gear Solid 2. Metal Gear Solid 2 as well. You want to keep your eye out for that.
Okay, because I think I only have Sons of Liberty. I don't have the other one.
Subsistence has a skateboarding mode like from Tony Hawk, which is hilarious, dude.
That's
You
great.
gotta laugh, but it has a lot of extras too.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to keep an eye. Well, it's one I need for the set, so I'll have to keep an eye out for it. Next up, these are two that I was really excited to pick up because I already had the third one. I had these on the original Xbox, but I sold them towards the PS2 set. Now I got them on PS2. We got Fatal Frame 1 and 2.
Nice.
So now I have all 3.
When you open your game, does it have a memory card slot inside?
The first game does, the second game does not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the first game does, second game doesn't. All right. And then next I picked up the R. Tonelico Melody of Alemia.
Oh man, that's taking me back. I love that game.
But I got the big box with the art book.
This is 2008 all over again. Yeah, dude, that game is actually really good.
Yeah. There's 2 of them, right?
There's 3.
Oh,
There's one
cool.
on PS3 now, but they stopped. I think they stopped on the PS3.
Is this a turn-based RPG?
It is,
Okay.
but
Nice.
it's an advanced one where you could like actually do like critical damage if you push the button at a certain times, like to make it stronger.
Like a timing mechanic. Okay.
Yeah, it's a really easy game though. You'll get through it once if you play it. But yeah, it's really a lot of fun. I kind of miss that game now that you showed it, man. Like it's like man, I should
Nice.
play it again.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's a strong like love story. You know what I mean? Like there's two girls, three actually, and you can
No,
kind of
now
pick
I'm
one.
interested.
Now
Yeah.
you could pick one who you probably will be with, and then if you pick that certain one, when you work together, you'll be a lot stronger. But
Yeah.
it's a game about you diving into their dreams and open up these abilities for them. It's pretty cool. So yeah, sorry.
Dude, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. And it's easy. It won't be hard for you to get through. Thankfully, too.
Hell yeah, dude. Then I also got Atelier Iris 1 and 2.
Yes, dude. Oh my god, the Iris one. That one was the first one I played, and the dialogue in that game was hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Popo's lecture, one-on-one, or what they call it. Those are like some funny scenes in that game. And part 2 is actually a prequel to the first one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a prequel.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool.
Nice.
These are like exactly what you mean by like $40 to $60, $70. They're all like in that mid-range right now.
Yeah, like the Atelier Iris 2 is $30. I think the first one was like 40.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. That it adds up. You're like, oh, that's not so bad. But when there's 1,800 of them,
yeah. Those games are actually pretty like popular now. So because they're making Iris games on all the time now. Nowadays.
Atelier games, yeah, dude, that series is insane.
Yeah, I think they have Atelier Ryzen now, or what are the newer ones? There's so many at this point.
I have all of them on the PS3, but other than that, that's like, man, I'm done. I don't want to try to collect all these.
Then I got Tekken's Nina Williams in Death by Degrees.
That's a game we'll appreciate now. People didn't appreciate it back in the day, but I think they can appreciate it now. That was the first game they actually did the what do they call it in Mortal Kombat? The skeleton kills or whatever, or those
fatalities.
X-rays. The X-ray brutality moves. Death by Degrees is the first game I saw do that because Nina, she'll go into a certain like move set and you'll pull off a special move and it'll show you like breaking their bones and stuff. It's insane. But
I had never heard of it, dude. I had picked it up on Whatnot. The guy was doing an auction. It's like a $25 game. Like it just again, it all adds up, dude. The next one I picked up was also from GameStop. We got Psychonauts.
Yep.
Then I picked up this one. My wife bought me this recently. We got Godzilla Unleashed. This is like a $60 game. And then the last one is Inuyasha Feudal Combat.
Huh.
Which is it's an Inuyasha fighting game.
Okay.
So there's 2 Inuyasha games in the North American library. There's this one, which is your traditional like Street Fighter style fighting game, and then the other one, oh my god, I can't remember what it's called, but it is a Inuyasha RPG. I forget what it's called though, but it's like a turn-based RPG where you like pick either you want to play as a girl or a boy, and you fall down a magic well, and you end up in Inuyasha's world, and Inuyasha and all the main characters from the show are helping you get back to your world, your real world. And that's an RPG. So yeah, my wife picked this up for me as well recently with the Godzilla game. So yeah, that's all of my recent pickups. Oh, and I got the 30th anniversary PS5 controller as well. Nice. Which is like way up at the top of the shelf. I need like a chair to get to it. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I've picked up.
It looks like that.
Yes, it looks like that. Oh, and then plus all the ones I showed you earlier, the Grow Lancer, the Red Ninja, and the Anthology, the Metal Slug Anthology. Yeah. So yeah, this is all I between like mid-January till now. That's what I've picked up.
Okay, well, real quick, I just got to recommend these games real fast. Do you have Rogue Flight yet?
I do not.
This is a game you got to keep your eye out for. This plays like Star Fox and Afterburner all in one. And I think you, for one, will love this game. Let me go to this next scene here because this is gameplay itself. But it's fast action that I think you'll love. And I'm not really sure that it'll get a release in America. It got a PAL release for physical for PS5. It goes for like $30. But it's definitely worth getting, man. I think you'd love it if you like Star Fox or Afterburner.
Oh, this looks sick.
You'll love it too. Look at how she moves. Her head moves every time you move the directional pad. So that's how cool this game is.
The 90s anime vibe it gives off is just
dude.
It feels
Yeah.
like I'm watching like a fucking early 90s anime.
It even has a retro mode you can unlock where everything looks all retro in the game. It's so freaking cool. The extras. I was talking to the developer about the game, and he's kind of like, I was just mind blown over like how the development went for this game. But he put everything he could into this game. Like he didn't want it to have no DLC or anything like that. He made sure that it was complete, and he's hardcore like that. So that was very impressive. Another game here, I think maybe you guys will own pretty soon here. I thought I had it ready to go. Can you guys still see me, or is my screen? Okay, there it goes. It was acting weird on my end. A little bit of survival horror for the PS4. Too Dark. I think Joe might own this game. Do you own it, Joe?
Yeah.
I don't have that one.
Yeah, Too Dark is about the detective is trying to rescue these kids from these serial killers. So it's kind of it's a definitely a survival horror game, but you have a gun, you have weapons, but the killers are like stalkers and they're very powerful. So you have to be careful when you're trying to escort the kids out from the houses. But it's pretty dark. It's from the same creator who made Alone in the Dark, the original.
Okay.
So it's his next game, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, Too Dark. And then hopefully you guys got these games. Trouble Witches for the PS4 or Switch.
What is
This
that?
is a shoot 'em up game.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
It looks like cotton.
Exactly. Or even a Magic Chase for the TurboGrafx.
Yeah. Magical Chase. Yeah.
Dude, so yeah, this game is available. It plays in English. Our first American release was on the Xbox Live service, but of course that's down. But they did make a physical for it on Switch and PS4. So I just want to let people know that that's out. And I'm sorry to do this to you, bro. I know that the wallet is tight, but I gotta let you know. I gotta drop the information for you. So,
dude, okay, so like just being honest, like I was never into shmups or bullet hells or anything like that growing up, right? Until like the last year. I played a Cotton game on the Switch, Cotton Reboot, and I was like, this is amazing. So then I went down this rabbit hole of buying shmups on the Switch, and I started buying all the Cottons. I bought Death Smiles 1 and 2. I bought something Espeluga. I bought Ray Storm. I just started buying all these Switch shmups and bullet hells, and dude, I got to get this game. Like this looks amazing. My daughter, my 4-year-old daughter, when I put on the Cotton games, she is mesmerized and she'll sit and play them with me, dude. She would love this, dude. Yeah, she loves like looking at them and playing. And we bust out the arcade stick, my Mayflash arcade stick for every shmup and bullet hell on the Switch. Like, nice. Oh, we love it, dude. It's a genre that I'm so sad that I didn't enjoy for all these years, but I'm glad I'm like getting into it now because it is amazing. I love them.
And these games are more rare to get put on physical, but when they do, it's like, yes, dude, this game deserves it. You know what I mean?
What is that one called, Reggie?
Trouble Witches.
Trouble Witches.
Yeah, it has a subtitle name. It might be called Trouble Witches Final or Neo, but because there's different versions of it that have come out. But it even had Cotton on there as a downloadable character, but they took that out of the PS4 and Switch version because of licensing issues. But yeah, that's another good one. And this one right here, Shinobi Non Grata. I think Joe, you have this one. I think you do.
So I ordered the Switch and PS4 version from Strictly Limited, which means
at the same time
fucked. So like literally, like they've been shipping out lots of like PS4 versions of the games.
Yes, they have.
But if you order the Switch copy, you don't get that. So I haven't gotten my copy yet, but it looks great. I mean, I can't wait to try it.
I have this shop app on my phone, and they make it look like the Switch version is available, but I don't know about Strictly Limited right now. They're not even doing any new games because they still got to fulfill the orders of what they have and get pre-orders done. So I don't know what's up with them, man. Like I'm actually starting to get nervous about our IREM Collection 2 for PS4 because no one's ordering it, no one's buying it.
Yeah, that'll make me sad if like it gets canceled and then I try to buy the Japanese copies and they're all sold out. That's gonna make me upset. So I hope that doesn't happen.
Then we got another shoot 'em up, Signy All Guns Blazing. That one's available on Amazon. It's on sale for $20 on what was. I don't know if it still is, but it's a $30 game, but it's been on sale for $20. That's another shoot 'em up. It reminds me a lot of Onimusha in a way, not in gameplay, but just how the story is played out. You have this girl who's trying to she's trying to like be a pilot like her father and everything. So the story goes from that point on. But it's a pretty cool shoot 'em up. You just got to get used to it because not only are you shooting enemies at the top, but you're also shooting enemies at the bottom. And I didn't know that when I first played the game because I just wanted to go in and play it. But it teaches you how to do all that in tutorial. But we don't do tutorial. We do our own tutorial.
That's
you know
right. We don't.
That's how we do it.
Skip.
No tutorial for us.
I don't look stuff up until I have to.
Exactly. So this is another one that we picked. I picked this one up thanks to you, Joe, because you posted it, and then I went on Amazon and bought it, and then the damn thing went on sale a couple months later, like they usually do. It was going on sale for Black Friday for like all the way to Christmas for like $20, which is a good deal. But 30 is still a cool deal for it too. Konami's trying to like come back and like bring titles back, so that's kind of cool. That's why another reason why I wanted to support it. But that's another one you should look out for. And yeah, this is a cinematic of her like getting ready to go out and everything like that. So it's pretty cool stuff. So that's another one for you to spend a little money on if you know. I'm sorry to do this to you, but I got to drop the knowledge while we're here. And I got all this stuff saved up too, so I'm trying to like show it off. But let's see what else we got here. Oh, Joe, we talked about this one I think pretty recently. Let me take this off real fast. If you're not good at fighting games, well, maybe you'll be good at God of Rock. This is a $12, $15 game where it's a verse fighting game, but you just it's like Guitar Hero. You hit the notes at a certain time and you do better moves, whoever does the better note or whatever like that, the timing. So it gets pretty funny. And
okay.
if you get used to the songs, you'll tear it up. But you can actually play this game online against other people, which is hilarious. But you can see how intense it gets. Just like Guitar Hero. You probably can play with the Guitar Hero. Like, I don't know if there's a Guitar Hero for PS4 or any current systems, but there is something like that.
There is. There's a
and a rock band.
Some third-party company just released it. I can't remember if it's Power A or somebody made a new Guitar Hero guitar. And then there's also I've seen there's new companies that are selling just like controllers like this or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then on the top of the controller, they have the Guitar Hero buttons so that you can play Guitar Hero like this just with your controller. You don't need it. But I don't understand the ones I've seen. I'm not sure how the picking hand works. Like, I don't know. I've seen the buttons, but they must have like something else to do the picking. I don't know.
It's right. It's like the DS Guitar Hero, right? Where it was just like it would go.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yep. Something like that.
But this is another game. I actually traded my copy to Jason. I got to buy another one because we did a trade recently. But it's still $12 to $15 on Amazon, so I'll pick it up here pretty soon. And then I think, is that everything I want to show? Oh, yeah. This last one. Grand Theft Auto on a Dreamcast. Why not, right?
Wow.
And it's weird, dude. It plays really good. I mean, it's not the best version to play, but it's definitely cool to play Grand Theft Auto 3 on your Dreamcast.
Wasn't it supposed to come out on the Dreamcast originally? And then
I think they were setting it up to be on Dreamcast, but with the Dreamcast failure, they decided to move it to PS2. But it plays well. I mean, there's a couple like jump glitches or whatever like that, but it's like really impressive. It's definitely playable on the Dreamcast. You can save system. You can do all these extra stuff that they did, like added to this version where you can do upgrades to make it like run a certain way. So they did a really good job on this game. So it makes me want to play it on the Dreamcast, but unfortunately my Dreamcast is not hooked up right now. So I just wanted to kind of show that out too.
How much the mighty Dreamcast?
How much is a copy of one of those? How much is
$20?
$20.
I'll link you to the guy on Instagram. His name is Nights into Dreams, and he makes $20 repros for every system. So that's one he made.
Dude. Yeah, that would be sweet, dude. I'd love to look into that. But where is a good place to buy that Troubled Witches final or whatever?
I think I got mine from Play Asia, but I also you might be able to get a good deal on Amazon too.
Because when I typed it in on Amazon, it didn't come up at all.
No, it's an import, so Amazon's kind of weird about imports. But let me look right now while we're still here.
Because I see Play Asia. It says Nintendo Switch Trouble Witches final.
Yep, that's it.
$39.99 from Play Asia.
That's a good price. Okay.
Yeah.
I could look on eBay right now and see if anybody's in America selling if you want to get it a bit faster. But Play Asia would probably be the best place. See, somebody's on. Yeah, nobody's selling it in America as far as I see.
And it's
wait a minute. Yeah, this guy's selling it in America. He's selling it for a little markup price, like $59.99 or whatever like that.
Yeah,
so
I see
I would just get it
that
from
one,
Play
yeah.
Asia. Play Asia is going to take you. Well, Joe, we don't have to worry about those tariffs right now, do we? When it
Nope.
comes to shit.
It doesn't affect Japan.
Okay, so yeah, I would
and
get it. Oh, go ahead.
There's no delay in shipping. There's no extra tariffs. In fact, Play Asia just announced a new thing where they have rankings on their website. You can be like a samurai or a shogun or
Oh, really?
all that crap.
So
Yeah, depending on how much you spend, you can get a rank. Well, now your rank gets you a discount right off the top. So if you're a shogun, it's 5%. If you're a master, it's 10 or whatever.
Yeah, just get it from Play Asia. I mean, like if you do
I
buy
love
from
Play
Play
Asia.
Asia, to get the free shipping, you got to spend over $100. So
okay, so I'm gonna ask you guys, like in your free time, if you remember, games that are like this, Trouble Witches or like Cotton. Like I like bullet hells or shmups that are,
okay.
but I like ones that are. Don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with the sci-fi ones, but I really like the fantasy-driven ones, like that
and stuff.
Yeah, I really like the magic, like Magical Chase or Death Smiles 1 and 2, like Escaluga or whatever. Like I really like the fantasy like ones over I'll play the sci-fi ones like Ray Storm and stuff. Like those are cool, but I like fantasy ones like Cotton a lot. So if you guys think of any more that I like, is there a repro or a way to play Magical Chase like that's not like obviously the thousands of dollars for the original copy
for TurboGrafx?
Yeah,
I got one. I got a repro of it from the guy. I always talk about him, Project Retro Games. He was selling them. He was selling for like $80 or $90, and they look even better than the original game. But
it plays in a TurboGrafx. Oh, I don't even own a TurboGrafx. I might just have to emulate it.
I mean, you could get the Game Boy Color version if you want to, like, if you want a cartridge version. There's that one too.
I could always emulate it and like throw it on my modded Wii or something.
Yeah, just emulate it. I don't know. I think it's a bit. I don't know about that one. I think it's just there's no. Yeah, just emulate it.
Because isn't that game worth like over 10 grand or 15 grand or something crazy?
That's a lot, dude.
Yeah.
That's insane, dude. Do you know anybody, Reggie, who actually owns one?
Yeah, Hancock. He got lucky and got one from my friend Corey.
What?
About 6-7 years ago, he did payments on it and he got it because somebody traded it in. In Portland, in this area in Portland, there was a lot of like base heads or whatever like that trading stuff in. They didn't know what it was, so there was a Magical Chase in there, and John ended up getting it. So
that's
he owns
wild, dude.
I own the Game Boy Color one though, so I own the sister version, so that's still pretty kind of cool. But
what's that one go for?
That mother goes for $1,000 now. I paid $300 for mine, and I regretted it too because I tried to cancel it, and the guy said nope. I was like, damn, I got to keep this game now. But
hey, well, it was a good investment. You made $700 on it.
I was just spending so much money on it during that time because I had getting good tax returns. I was like, man, let's get it going. I want to get this collection up there. So I was putting in work back in the mid 2000s, 2010s, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild, dude.
Harmful Park's another really good one. If you've never played
Harmful Park is another great one. You're right. That's another great one.
It's called Harmful Park.
It's for PS1. It's a Japanese import. I mean, you may not want to buy the physical unless you want to import a Japanese.
I put out a shmups video about a year and a half ago, but you don't have to watch the whole video. But I have the games listed in there. You can just look at the listed games and see if there's anything you might want in there. I think it's timestamped though too, so you can just go look at gameplay. But I did a big shmups video for PS4 and Switch.
How long ago?
It was right after I did that video with Johnny, so about a year and a half ago.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, okay. So I'll be able to find it then. I'll just go from Johnny up, like newer. Oh, dude, this game Harmful Park actually looks. See, I love the bright, vibrant like colors like that, dude. Like,
there's a scene in the game where there's a couple getting married, and this is all while you're shooting. You're in this church and you're shooting these enemies, and at the bottom, these people are getting married. And before they get married, some guy objects and says no, he doesn't want her to get married, and he comes in and takes the guy's bride and runs off, and then it shows the guy crying with the tears. You're seeing all this go on while you're shooting up. It's hilarious, dude. It's like, wow, they really put a lot of detail in this game. It's just a shame it wasn't more widespread, I think Harmful Park would have did all right if it came to America, But
I agree.
Sony was very strict about 2D games like that. Like, no, we don't want these games on this system.
But Castlevania gets a pass. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know, right? The 3D effects helped that one out.
Very cool. Well, gentlemen, 2 hours and 40 minutes in. Anybody have any final words, thoughts they'd like to share?
No, it was fun. It was a great time as usual.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude, I just want to say thank you guys for having me on. It was a great time, just like last time. You ever need a guest again or a fill-in spot, someone flakes or something, give me a call.
Oh, that always happens. See, I'll be honest with you. I hate asking someone like, hey, somebody cancel, will you come on? Because I feel like it's insulting to people in a way. Because I'm like, will you just be my fill-in? Like, I don't know. I have mad social anxiety. So, like, I don't know.
Oh, dude, hit me up whenever. Like, if someone flakes or you need someone extra or anything, if I'm around, I'll jump in. If I'm not, working or commuting crazy hours or whatever, I'd be more than happy to pop in. You know what I mean? Anytime, guys. It doesn't matter to me.
Cool.
Right on.
Appreciate you, dude. Well, I appreciate you coming on. That was a great episode. It was a lot of fun.
Dude, anytime, you guys. Thank you guys for everything. I appreciate it.
If you guys haven't already, down in the description are links to Rect's YouTube, Instagram, and I think Twitter. I think I put in there too. At least YouTube and Instagram. Make sure you go give him a sub and give him a follow if you want to join him on his PS2 collecting journey. And then, if you like this show and it's the first time watching, I would also appreciate a sub. I got my stats from YouTube, dude. I get 40,000 watch minutes a month. And I have like not enough subs to get like any monetization. I'm like, this is so dumb. And I'm just want to make enough money to pay for StreamYards. That would make me happy. Yeah. I just don't want this show to make me negative money. That would be great. So if you don't mind, if you guys like the content, please subscribe. That would be a huge help for me. And then Reggie, I'm sure everybody's subscribed to Reggie. But if you're not, it's down in the comments. Make sure you get him. Get him up there. He's at over. Trying to get him to 250,000 by the end of the month. Yeah. Let's go. No, I'm just kidding. But that's the next goal, though. 250. So
quarter mil.
Thank you guys very much for watching. As always, this is a lot of fun. Next Thursday, I believe the guest is going to be Dad's Game Room. I think he's returning. He's going to come back on and chat with us.
Oh, nice. He was in chat tonight.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's also got his own YouTube podcast that he does as well. And then the following week, we have Jay from Squared Peg is coming on, I believe.
Oh, I love Jay. He's great, dude. Yeah. Such a nice guy.
He seems like he's one of those I've been meaning to ask for a long time. But I have social anxiety, and I feel weird reaching out to people I don't know.
Dude,
but I should do it more often because everybody's really nice. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I'm like, will you come to my show? Everyone's like, yeah, I'd love to. And I'm like, oh, really? Oh, I thought everyone would just tell me to fuck off. It's weird. I don't know. I have to get used to the fact that people like coming on here. So, but yeah. And then if you are somebody who collects games, you don't have to be like a famous YouTuber at all. You don't even have to have a YouTube channel. I really don't care. Like if you just have a game collection, you're really into this stuff, you're more than welcome to come on and talk about your collection and talk about this stuff. So reach out to me, hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. That's where I'm at, and let me know. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. And I hope everybody has a great rest of your evening.
Anyways, guys, until next time.
Until next time.
I'm such a fucking nerd. Oh, my God.
Peace, guys.
You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation collecting sets, and someone wants you to with me. Welcome to the show. Gather around the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk to scams, only got the fans. Gonna put their knowledge to the test. Gonna laugh and eat, gonna live the dream. Gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing the song to the break of dawn. Gonna run this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready for one more chance. You found the coolest place to be.